I do believe that we are live at the moment.
Hello, everybody. Hello, 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 hello.
Oh, Satnin, hello. All were are you hiding? Yeah, yeah,
Hi. Hello, everybody.
it's- hello. All were are you all hiding, laughing my ass off.
Yeah,
This is a good show.
everybody's hiding.
Yeah, I know. There we
There
go.
we go.
There's
There
Amy.
we go.
Oops.
Hello.
Hey, hey, hey.
There's Jamie and who else we got in here? We got 15 people online. We got Kim, Melissa. Welcome, Melissa. Um, we're gonna have a fun show today. I can feel. what,
Jeez.
what'd you say?
Nothing, nothing, Dad.
Nothing. All right, boy.
Nothing.
Okay, Grandpa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello.
There's Patty.
Right.
Look at this, man. It's gonna be a good show.
Wow.
Today's gonna be an interesting one because I think you did say it in one of the live shows, but this is one of the you tell them a little bit that how the your viewpoint of the interview, what you told me.
Uh, it was Lamar Fike. You know, it was one of those things 'cause I really wanted to interview him.
Yeah.
We could have given him some good information. He agreed to do the interview. It was actually set up through a friend, and he was just absolutely awful. He was absolutely awful, and I could not control the interview. No matter what I did, no matter how nice I was, he just went off on a tangent. And
Yeah.
I even tried to ask him questions about himself because that's what you do when you do an interview. That is
Mhm.
what should piss somebody off: is you get them in there and then you ask them just questions about Elvis.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I didn't do that. And what upsets me the most is I couldn't control the interview. I was nice as could be. And the worst part is you will not hear it at the end because I was an idiot and turned off the cassette. What that was I wanted to get the hell out of there as soon as I could. And
Mhm.
that's when at the end he said, Joe, I'm sorry about that. But if you can, whenever you have questions, you can call me back at any time. I really mean it. He says, I just can't stand the questions anymore. And I should have then said, then why'd you do the interview?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's what basically what you're going to hear. I was under the table after a while. It
Yeah.
was so it embarrasses me.
Well,
So
yeah. Well, I told you before we came online, I watched it because I know you had some concerns about showing it, and I can understand why from a perspective of how you feel. But my perspective of it was it made him look like an asshole. It made you look like a gentleman.
Mhm.
I mean, me, I would have been really, I would have just said, fuck you, goodbye. I have no interest in you. But that's just how I am. But I'm not an interviewer. I, I'm an asshole, I guess.
It, it's uh, But then again, even the ones he's done on TV, I've never liked him because he's had that air about
And
himself that
arrogant.
Elvis wouldn't have been Elvis without Lamar fight kind of thing. It's like,
Yeah.
fuck,
Elvis had no
really?
right to die. That's what sticks in my mind forevermore with him. He had
well,
no
what
right
got
to
me,
die.
I'm sorry. What got me the most was it was set up by a friend, you
A friend of yours?
know, a friend of mine and a
Oh
friend of his.
wow.
You know,
Sheesh.
I yeah. Well, that's what I'm worried about. Just most of it is because of what you guys might think of me.
Oh,
No, hell no.
jeez, no, that's not going to happen, Joe. We know we know well enough what these characters are like, and we know you. So, um,
Okay.
don't we'll talk about it during it and afterwards. But um, no,
There's just for people like that. For people like that, being an asshole comes easy.
yeah, Melissa, I agree. Lamar probably would have if it hadn't been for Elvis, he might have been in jail or prison for something, or on the streets and
He really sucked off of Elvis, didn't
the
he?
streets of
Mm-hmm.
Laredo.
He
Yeah,
really, no.
yeah. Lamar had issues mentally.
I think he was worse than a lot of the other guys. Lamar was just he was there too stuck off of Elvis twice as much as any of the other guys because he showed up and he stayed there, and Elvis left him, asked him to leave, and he just stayed there anyway.
Yeah, I
I
mean, what a
that's
what a
some
blatant disrespect.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's just get to it, man. All right. So where the hell we're gonna go to a screen share here?
Where's my gummies? I might just light up this time. Jeez.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. A little Lamar Fike. Fuck. Like fuck.
Hi, this is Joe Krein we're on Elvis Radio, and I have Lamar Fike with me. Lamar, how you doing, sir?
I'm fine, Joe. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Can we start off? Can you tell me where you were born and where you were raised?
Well, I was born in Cleveland, Mississippi, and I was born in November 11th, 1935, and I was raised in Cleveland, and then moved to Memphis when I was about probably 10 or 11, and I was raised really in Cleveland and Memphis, and that's where I really grew up.
What did your parents do?
My dad was a farm implement salesman, and my mother was just a housewife.
Mm-hmm. So you lived in Memphis. Where did you go to school?
I went to school.
That tells you kind of what he is right there. Oh, my mother was just a housewife. It's like she was nothing but just a housewife.
And
What's that?
I'm asking him questions about himself.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with Elvis. I mean, a lot of interviewers don't do that.
No.
You know? Okay.
Yeah.
No, I went to school in actuality. I started off at a school called East High School, and then I ended up going to Columbia Military Academy for almost 3 years, and then I came back and graduated from Treadwell.
So you never went to Hume's or anything like that? You never knew Elvis in high school? So when did you first hear about Elvis, and were you a fan?
Well, yeah. I met Elvis in '54.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a case of being a fan. He was just starting. So
Yeah.
I met him with Sam Phillips introduced me to him at the Chiska Hotel. I went over to see Dewey Phillips, and Sam and I were friends, and Sam's one turned me on to him, and so I met him there in the lobby in '54. We went up and saw Dewey and Wink Martindale and everybody. So.
What did Sam say about it? I mean, what did he say? I got this.
Excuse me. Sam knew that what he had. It was just a case of, developing it. Just like anything else, Sam felt like that he had a great ballad singer, as he said.
Mm-hmm.
The funny thing about it is he turned out to be a great ballad singer.
Yeah, he did. So can you tell me about the first time that you first met Elvis?
Met him in the lobby of the Chiska Hotel, Chisca in Memphis. And unusual looking. I just couldn't believe how he looked. And he was he was sort of shy, and just an interesting person. We talked for about probably 15, 20 minutes, then we went upstairs and to WHBQ and visited up there. And so after that, we just sort of stayed in touch.
Uh-huh. So when did you first start, call work for Elvis?
Really,
Somebody said, "Oh my God, he didn't know Sam in '54."
Yeah, that's what Melissa was saying. No, it was Maxie.
Maxie.
Yeah.
Yeah, she said he's lying about this story.
And what about the military academy? Doesn't I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Military academies, aren't you put in because you're a bad boy?
Some do, yeah.
Yes.
It's been used for that for unruly or problem kids. They'll put them in the academy, so it attracts both. Some people go in there for the academy, and there's other ones that because it's lessened up quite a bit. But back in those days, they were hard asses on when you go into the service for bootleg or especially the Marines. They were rough on people, and I mean they made men out of them. And obviously, it didn't do much for him.
Well, he didn't go in the service afterward.
No.
I mean, 3 years in the military academy, and you don't go into the service. I mean, to me, that's Amy. Can you help us, please?
Yeah,
Help! 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 Now it's your job now.
It's been a glory time. Yeah, thank you, Kathleen. We love having you here. Yeah, he tells the thing that really turned me against Lamar It was years ago. One of the first time I ever read much about him when he told that freaking story about him and Elvis riding down the street side by side on a motorcycle.
Mm-hmm.
And he says that each one reached over and used the throttle on the other's bike. Well, that's freaking impossible.
Yeah, you can't.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, if Elvis was on the right, he could have grabbed the throttle of Lamar's bike.
Yes.
There's no way Lamar was going to reach all the way across the motorcycle. They would have just crashed.
Yeah,
With his fat ass on a motorcycle, he wouldn't have been able to get. He wouldn't even been able to move, let alone put his hand on the throttle of another bike.
yeah. Could you imagine how close they would have to be to even try to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's it. And you see how, and he's not being bad. I mean, he just told a lie, but he's not being a bad person
yeah.
so far.
No, he's just trying to be funny.
Yeah,
Mm.
Maxie says that he was introduced to Elvis by George Klein in '56. That's what I heard. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Jeez.
yeah, that's why this story sounds so weird. All right, let's go.
Yeah.
Bada bing, bada boom.
To go back and forth out the house when he lived in Alderman Drive.
Hmm.
And, I'd see him there, and then uh, he basically sometime I would go out with him, like on a small road trip or something like that.
Hmm.
But I really didn't start to work for him until, well, I went on some, just like I said, some dates with him. But I moved back to Texas, and my mother and I and my sister, and I went to work for a radio station there in Jacksonville, Texas, and I got tired and quit. And called him, and he had swallowed a cap off his tooth when he was getting ready to do Jailhouse Rock. And
Hmm.
he answered the phone in his room, and I said, well, "How you doing?" He said, "Hey, Lamar." We talked a few minutes, and he said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Well, I just quit a radio station, and I don't like being a disc jockey." He said, "Well, why don't you just come on out here?" And I said, "Really?" He said, "Yes, come on." So I never thought about that. He said, "Well, just get in your car and come on." He said, "I'm at the Beverly Worship Hotel. We're starting Jailhouse Rock." And I said, "Well, okay, I'll see you in a couple of days." So I packed my clothes up and got in the car and drove to California.
Wow.
I was 21 years old.
Wow. So now,
He just looks like a little slime ball.
He looks like a damn mole.
Yeah. His voice sounds a little bit like Sonny's, the way he talks. Is that, well, of course,
Yeah,
southern accents. But
he does. Yeah.
you knew Vernon and Gladys.
Yeah, I'd already met him, been around him. Yeah,
Were they good people?
always were.
Yeah. Let's see, I'm going to trip on my questions here. Can you tell me a little about them, about Vernon and Gladys?
Well, Joe, they basically just were what they were. They were really good, strong. She was a very strong Christian
stage life.
family, and she was a real, from a country upbringing, and just really a good spirit. She was just a good overall person, very, very personable, and she
Hmm.
really was quite shy, but she I was being an only son, she doted on him,
Hmm.
and Vernon was sort of not the breadwinner, Gladys was, so
Right.
it was a pretty close-knit family,
Yeah.
no doubt about that.
Yeah. Can you tell me about the early Graceland, when Elvis went to Graceland?
I don't know what you mean, the early Graceland.
Well,
Oh,
the pre-red period, the pre.
He,
I got to pause just to gather my thoughts. What do you mean, Graceland?
the place that you stayed when Elvis wasn't even there because you refused to leave. Now, did you? The question before this about Gladys and Vernon. You, when I asked it, you could already tell that he was starting to get to be an asshole.
Yeah.
Why would that question about people that he liked? Why would he start being an asshole? And you can hear it in the tone of his voice.
and yet he's only just quote unquote recently hooked up with Elvis, but he knows enough about Gladys and Vernon to know what kind of people they were.
Hmm.
You know,
as a long
I almost
time.
sense a little bit of defensiveness in him too, because he knows he knew that he was ripping off Elvis.
Hmm.
So anything that brought up, like, he knew that he was asked to leave Graceland. So when you bring up Graceland, he's wondering if you're getting to that question. I bet you.
Hmm.
And he's getting he gets a little defensive. So you know, and if he did that the whole interview, it just tells you one thing. It just tells you that he was a rotten. He was just rotten to the core.
He was hiding stuff already. You could
Yeah.
tell he was going to hide stuff, especially if I was going to ask, like you said, like a bad question or a question that was going to corner him. And I wasn't. I think you could tell as the interviewer, and he should have, that I'm not that kind of interviewer. I-
Yeah, I've already got the feeling, Joe, that you already at this point, like 5 minutes in, it was like you were trying to fucking kick a dead horse to give you some
Yeah.
response.
yeah,
Amy says, and his time living is the YMCA. So now this guy goes to the academy, he goes to the YMCA, and he still comes out looking like Humpty Dumpty.
yeah, yeah. Is that
Yeah.
our Amy?
Huh?
Is that our Amy?
Yeah, that's
Hmm.
our Amy.
Get her ass in here. What the hell, Amy? You're getting paid nothing. Your ass should be in here. What is this?
Oh my god.
And she could answer that question.
She just did.
Where is she?
She's in the chat right here. Elvis Girl 77.
I don't know. I want her picture in here. I have to see her here. Like every day, I need to. I have her picture and I have it frozen. I look at it every day.
Now she's never gonna come back.
Come on, Amy. What question was that we needed? We even said, Amy, we need you. What question was that? Oh,
She's at work.
She's at work.
I thought she was rich.
I'm not laughing at that thought. I'm laughing at just you saying that. I thought she was rich.
Okay.
All right, let's go.
I mean, you must have saw Graceland when he first purchased it, right?
No, I saw Graceland when first time I saw Graceland was when it was finished,
Mm-hmm.
finished Jailhouse Rock, and I came back, and that's when I moved in.
Mm-hmm.
But it was totally finished. It was, as far as I was concerned, pretty elaborate. I liked it. It was just a great place.
Uh-huh.
14 acres with a wall all the way around it. It was nice and really pretty, I thought.
Hey,
And
Big Bill.
it really, just the isolation of it was terrific because you were so far away from the fans.
Mm-hmm.
They were down at the gate and you were up at the house. So, that part was good, and it was really a quiet place, and we all enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
If that answers your question.
Yeah, it does. And I'm trying to be as, I just want to, learn. I'm trying to ask questions that I think fans would want to ask.
Good. I was like, when I come back at you, I'm trying to qualify what you're saying. So
Yeah.
it doesn't harm you. That's the way I am. I'm very confrontational.
Okay. See, I'm not.
I am.
Why was there a Memphis?
And the thing about it is he's proud of that, and everybody knows Elvis hated confrontation.
It's like he's justifying the reason he has to be an idiot.
Yeah.
If here's something too. Now I kind of understand why Elvis would always take the piss out of him. Because Elvis wasn't taking the piss out of him to be funny. Elvis was taking the piss out of him
Because he was over.
because Elvis had no respect for him.
Right. Yeah.
And he was just a stupid ass, lord ass that he was. Oh, ha, 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 ha. Elvis is taking the piss out. Well, hello. If you had the mental capability to realize the guy doesn't like your fucking ass, that's why he's taking the piss out of you. When are you going to get the memo and pack your things and piss off? I guess he never got the memo.
Yeah.
Well, could you imagine? Look at the way he is to me. Can you imagine? Was he that way to the other guys? And that's
I would say.
I would say so.
You know what? That's a good question. It really, I think we've really come to the point of with Elvis, what happened, and some of the other discussions we've had of the non-unity that was within that group of guys. Each one was just in for himself, and then you put in the mix someone like Lamar Fike, who's not only in it for himself, or he's in it. I can't even think of what I was trying to say, how I can put this, because everyone was in for itself, but he was in there with a attitude about it, and most of them were like, they would just fall right in and say yeah, 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 but their minds were reeling, saying I'm jealous. They were thinking they were jealous of it because like Jerry got to go with Elvis and all the different things, but he just outright would stir the pot.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
mean,
I'm trying to get to. He deliberately stirred the pot.
yeah, because Elvis came straight out and told him to leave, and then he decided no, he's not going to. So if you tell somebody straight out you don't like them and they don't take the bait, what's your next step? You're gonna take the piss out of them to the point where you actually hope to hell that they have something inside themselves that gets either fed up, pissed off, hurt, or disgusted with the fact that you constantly picking on them and leave of their own accord. And unfortunately, neither one of the two happened.
Well, I was using that question about Graceland because I was setting it up to what's the difference between Graceland then to the
And great for now.
Oh, that would be a good question. Yeah.
I already saw like he doesn't want to talk about Graceland. You know,
Yeah, it'll get to the point where he's afraid the subject's going to come about of him squatting.
Mhm.
yeah, 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 yeah,
I
and
mean, you would think, sorry, Joe, you would think he would be proud of the life he was given,
yeah.
and for sure be proud of it. And so what if someone asks you, for example, what did you guys eat for breakfast? I mean, so what? You were privileged to
Mhm.
be in that position. Surely
Yeah,
you would be everything and excited to share with anybody that asked you about your privileged life, considering you had such a shitty one before Elvis.
yeah,
So
But
you could tell I was already getting like nervous.
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
I'm not going to get any information. Why? I'm not going to get any information about that. So all these questions are now gone.
yeah,
Hmm.
So okay, let's hear more about me being.
Mafia. Why did Elvis have a Memphis Mafia?
It wasn't a case of Memphis Mafia. We were named the Memphis Mafia by a newspaper woman in Las Vegas who saw us come in because we were all dressed in black, everything, and Elvis, she said Elvis and his Memphis Mafia were going to the hotel. It was one of those things where Elvis liked a group around him. I mean, before there was anybody, there was us. And Elvis liked his sort of cadre of, he could afford it and he wanted it, and it kept familiar people around him, and he could be himself and do what he wanted to do and do what he wanted to do, and nobody to bother him. It was a buffer zone,
Uh-huh.
the way to say it.
Yeah. Now you went to Germany too when Elvis was drafted, right?
Absolutely.
How was Germany?
That is that beeping is somebody's trying to call me. A person that I told don't call me because I'm doing an interview.
Hmm.
I keep getting that friggin' beep, and that's what it is. Okay,
I
sorry.
knew that there was a time, and it was probably way before this when you were recording this. There was a time is if the phone lines picked up a recording, the signal, it would put a beep across the line.
Annoying.
Hmm.
I,
Very
yeah,
annoying.
it was, in other words, telling the other person, "Hey, you're being recorded."
Yeah, and here I got an interview with this guy is going to be an asshole, and I can feel it. And then I have a telephone keep beeping, and he actually
Yeah,
said at one time something about that was being annoying, but I had stopped it.
yeah,
It's like, I love how he says, before anybody, Elvis had us. Okay, so who's the anybody that he's referring to? And who's the us that he's referring to? Because you all were part of the same group.
yeah.
And I come up with some wrong information, and it certainly didn't help the situation. That's what we're going to go into now.
My God.
It's crazy.
Well, I see. Once again, Joe, you're saying how was Germany? I don't know. How was it?
Really?
What a
Oh,
I mean,
what
what
a
was your
fuck
job?
nut.
that. Oh my God! Now I understand. When I heard that the other day when I was listening to it, I thought, what a pure 100% prick.
Well,
I don't know how was Germany. Well, fuck you asking
What
him.
do you mean? Yeah,
well,
It's like relay your experience. That's what I understand the question. How was Germany or how was fucking Timbuktu? You asking the person to relay the experience. And they
well.
go, I don't know.
When did
Oh,
I ask? When did I ask a question before that about Germany?
yeah.
yeah.
Where the hell did that come from? Did I ask it before the interview? I never asked that question. Not that I remember. Do you remember hearing it?
No, no. This is the first time I heard anything about Germany.
Yeah,
Hmm.
At least in an interview, I've heard about Germany before this, but
interesting.
that's a different story.
Nancy says Lamar tried to join the army when Elvis was drafted, so he could go with him. That's how he ended up. That F is confused me. I can't see it now. So
Well,
yeah,
I put what you're reading is what I put up there. That's why I put it up there.
okay.
Okay, sorry. Oh, damn it! Come on, I can't edit this one. Oh,
He would not being invited. He didn't pass the medical. I wonder.
well, well,
I wonder why.
Can you imagine?
even Parker passed passed the physical, and Lamar Fight couldn't. That's
I
hilarious.
guess I guess Lamar didn't pass the medical because he didn't have what Parker had.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
War. I
Yeah.
mean, it was post-war Germany. It was only 13 years after the war was over with,
Uh-huh.
and it was, turning back into a strong country that it is now. It was, it was only 13 years after the war was over with, so it was really a lot of strong
Yeah.
feelings there, So, but
So when Elvis was drafted, he just kind of moved his buffer zone to Germany.
no, he didn't have. The buffer zone was myself and Red West. There was no other buffer zone.
Okay.
He had he asked me to go with him, and I did. And he asked Red to go, and he did. And Red stayed there 8 months. I was there the 18 months with him, and it was just him and I there for a long time. But
That's cool.
it was a situation where he really, he just always wanted somebody around him. Which look, why not? If you can afford it and you do it, fine. But he took care of all the bills, and
Yeah.
I enjoyed myself. So it was like one of those type situations. It's not a case of planning to move, in parentheses, your mafia to Europe. It's a situation of you ask a couple of your friends to come with you. So,
Hi.
excuse me, that's how you do it.
So is he talking about Germany?
That's what I'm gathering.
What was
Hmm.
the big problem with I never went to Germany? When I asked him about Germany, how was Germany?
Hmm.
So what is
Yeah,
it me or did he not go to Germany?
I I thought he went to Germany.
Yeah. So what was that big deal? I didn't go to Germany bullshit. Didn't he get pissed?
Yeah, whoever knows the answer, put it in the comments. I'm
Yeah.
pretty damn sure we talked about it when we. He was one of the. I could swear he was one of the
Yeah,
characters
there's
when we
yeah,
were reading the
the,
book.
yeah, there's pictures of him with Elvis and with Elvis and
Yeah,
what's his name? Oh shit.
I mean,
Uh,
being,
Curry.
why was he being?
no, no.
You can't say that word, but why was he being an asshole about a question that he was wrong? I was right. He went to Germany.
Yeah, he did go to Germany. Laughing. That's what actually says. I thought so. I mean, when we were doing the Colonel's book,
Yeah, there's
we were
pictures of
talking
him.
about the army, and we were reading the book before that about the curious, relationship that the movie was based on. The stories about.
Yeah, he was there. There's pictures made of him with people like Elvis and Rex Mansfield, and there are pictures when they were um at the when they had the cabaret girls and all that. There's pictures.
Mhm. So why was he being an asshole? I mean, I asked you a question that why was he in Germany?
Yeah.
Uh, starting And Joe's going under the table.
Just think we're only 8 minutes into the interview.
Jesus.
Sure, if I could do it, I would do it.
Anybody would, Joe.
Yeah, yeah. How was Elvis as a soldier?
Best he could be. He really, he took care of business. He was really, he enjoyed it, and he really, he liked the anonymity of it for a while, but that didn't last long.
No.
But he enjoyed. I guess the rudiments of it. I think that would be the term. It was. He enjoyed that part of it. So
Mm-hmm.
I wonder. It'd be interesting to know what his thoughts were as he's on his deathbed or he's close to dying and thinking, "I had a wonderful life," or "I was an asshole. I had a wonderful life." And how do you
No,
reflect on your life and think about what you did? I personally believe that Lamar Fike did not possess a conscience.
no. I was gonna say I don't think he had that capability.
He had no empathy. I don't think he had, and that's shown by his remark. He had no empathy for Elvis dying,
No,
none whatsoever.
no,
And it's no bad question there.
No, there's not.
And I
no.
tried to, it should have been interesting. I tried to guide it where it needed to go, and there's not one bad question there.
Yeah, I think you did I think what you did was right because it had you have kind of pushed it a little bit more and been a little more been started to be a little bit of aggressive with the questions. It just would have turned into it actually would have shown more how much of an asshole he was.
Oh,
He's doing a very good job right now of that.
he gets there.
Here we go.
When Elvis was in Germany, he heard that his mom was not doing well. Can you tell me the effect that? I mean, I know how it would affect me, and I don't mean to be.
No, Joe, that's wrong. You got your chronology wrong.
Okay.
Gladys died before we went to Germany.
Oh, okay. All right.
Gladys died when we were at Fort Hood. She got sick at Fort Hood.
Mm-hmm.
We were living in the mayor's house. That's where she got sick. And we immediately put her on a train, her, and after she started getting real sick, put Vernon and her on a train, and they went back to Memphis, and she checked in the hospital, and she got back in like 4 or 5 days, she was dead. I mean, so we got back before she died, but she died a couple of days after we got back. So he wasn't in Germany. He went to Germany without her.
Oh, that had to be awful for him.
Not good at all.
No, well, it would be for anybody. Hey, before Elvis went into the service, was he fearful for his career, like they say?
I don't think it was a case of being fearful. He was nervous about it. He didn't know what was going. It's that unknown factor again.
Sure.
No, he thought about, well, what would it be like when I get out, and and how will record sales pick back up. I think any artist, I think, would have that sort of fear.
Mhm.
I think that
True.
when you're in the army, you're away from everybody,
Yeah.
and
Well-
they run your life. You don't run it.
Well, the Colonel was very smart, releasing songs while he was over there. That was very smart.
Well, he kept the can. The can was basically. I don't know when Elvis died, the can was empty, but they set it up pretty good. Colonel had a pretty good plan that worked, and everything was played by ear. It wasn't a case of pre-planning. You played it by ear, and Colonel was good at that, and he kept it going that way. So that was a
I'll
good
tell you
part.
what, he was a big guy, wasn't he?
This guy's about as sweet as a bowl of sour cream.
You know,
Look,
I
look
haven't,
how tall he is.
I haven't listened to this in such a long time, and I keep saying to myself, I didn't do a bad job. I was asking smart questions.
Yeah, no, you have nothing to answer to for this other than the fact that you did the right thing. You did a good interview. He's just a bad interviewee.
Yeah.
But look at Elvis's face in that picture. It's so obvious that he's pissing himself laughing at something.
Look how frumpy Fark. Frumpy fight. You guys know what I mean.
Frumpy Fike?
He just, yeah, he's standing there. He doesn't have a a confident type of stance right there.
No, and Elvis is pissing himself laughing. You can see it all over his face. The colonel looks like he's got something stuck up his ass.
Yeah.
Well, the
And
colonel is small.
yeah,
Yep.
the colonel looks anorexic standing next to Lamar.
Can you remember when Elvis first met Priscilla?
Yeah.
Can you? Okay. Can you tell me about it?
He met her at the house. She came over, and Curry Grant brought her over to the house, and
Mm-hmm.
that's when Elvis met her. She was living in
That's a good one.
a town not far from Bethlehem. It's actually, I'd say, probably 25 or 30 miles away from Bethlehem. And her father was a navigator
Mm-hmm.
on jets, and so in fact he was a captain then. And Curry brought her over, and that's when he met her.
Yeah. Did they hit it right off? I mean, the movies make it feel like, their eyes met. Did they hit it right off like that?
Well, I don't know if that was the case. I don't like to romanticize a lot of stuff. I'm sure that he was interested in a 14-year-old girl, which is,
Right.
I don't need to carry that any further.
I can,
Right.
I can
Right.
guarantee you, romance and Lamar Fike are not two words that go hand in hand.
Yeah, I'm actually sitting here thinking to myself, how is it even possible that he was able to bring children into the world?
Artificial insemination.
Yeah, he must have had the worms do it.
He left the part out the past where he went and checked pee out at the pool.
Yeah, I was going to say, I wouldn't be surprised if he took a couple of passes at her too.
Yeah.
What was your relationship with the Colonel?
I got along all right with him. He was, he's an interesting man. I always liked him. We got along. We never had any problems.
Mhm.
None that I can think of. We just got along okay. And I was never around. I was around him quite a bit, but he was very funny to me, and
How's that?
very sharp, and I liked that. So
Yeah.
I learned a lot from him.
Yeah. Now, I I don't want to be too broad here, but can you tell me about the movie years? I mean, I'm sure Elvis liked it in the beginning and grew to
Well, you just picked the biggest brush you could find. I don't know.
I know.
You say the movie years. Joe, it was like I was out there, and you're around all these stars and things, and you just it was interesting. It really was.
Yeah.
The hours were hard and long, but it was an interesting part of it. I don't know how to describe the movie years.
Right. Right.
They were interesting.
Movie years. That's what he was.
We didn't tour anymore. We just did movies, and it was you started work at, you get up at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. You're on the set you're in makeup at 5:30. You're on the set at 7. You start shooting.
Mm-hmm.
Finish sometimes 6, 7 o'clock in the
You ask him a question, and he kind of pushes you off. You ask about the movie years, and what does he do? He starts saying stuff about the movie years.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Well,
Well,
you know what that is, don't you? Tell me.
It's a long day.
Yeah, sounds it. Were you in any of the films?
I was in Jailhouse Rock. I was in 2 or 3 of them, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Huh. Now, in the beginning, he wanted to be a serious actor. Did he kind of... I mean, the movies got kind of, I call him like a cookie cutter. Did he learn... It seemed like he learned to dislike the movies. I mean, could you see that in him? Did he talk about that?
He did. The Colonel made a sort of a predated deal, and
Mm-hmm.
they followed the program. After a while, the program got old. Elvis, he didn't like the songs. He didn't like the timbre of the movies, and but he was locked on a contract. He had to do it. Didn't have a choice.
Right.
So you make the best out of a bad situation. Although he didn't like it, but the good thing about Elvis is that he would always fulfill his obligations. He had it to do it, and he did it. So But there was some of the best decisions that Colonel ever made.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean,
no.
if it's all made money now, my God, over a period of time, they do, So.
Yeah, am I going to make it?
Understand is like Jailhouse Rock was done, was done 51 years ago.
Right.
51 years ago, so that means this was 2008. Wow.
Elvis Entertainment. I think I might have it wrong. It says, "At times, Joe, I feel like you're pulling teeth here." Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was.
Loving You was done 52 years ago. Love Me Tender was done 53 years ago. So you just say.
No. He doesn't know how to add. He starts off with Jailhouse Rock 51 years ago. Oh, well, yeah. Okay, never mind. I'm adding. Scratch that. I'll have to edit that out.
Over a period of time, if there's any sort of legs to it, it makes money, So by virtue of what Elvis was and how it happened and how he died and everything, his iconic stature has created, one hell of a money machine,
Well, did they try to? Did you while you were on the movie sets? Did you try to break up the monotony by just fooling around or just?
Well, we always had a thing going. The group did. I always wandered from set to set, went over saw the stars. And, the movies were being made, but we always clowned around and had fun. You had to, because it's monotonous. I mean, it's interesting for the star, but it's monotonous for anybody else. It's kind of like watching paint dry. I mean, shots and stuff like that. You have to, and it's boring. It's boring as anything I've ever seen.
Really? Gosh. Now I'm going to make a big jump here. Now, can you tell me when Elvis met the Beatles?
Wait a minute. You know what? I'm not sure. I wasn't there.
He wasn't there. Okay.
No, Marty was. I was not.
Okay, though. Okay, so we get past the Beatles since you weren't there. Can you tell me about when Elvis was going to get married to Priscilla? Can you tell me about that? About the wedding? I mean, the question I'm trying to get at.
There.
He wasn't there.
No, I was not there. I was living in Nashville. I was running his music.
Interviewers do make mistakes.
What's that?
I said interviewers sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Make mistakes. They do. I asked a question and he wasn't there. Why should I know that? Because I don't care.
Yeah.
So I'm asking questions. He's not being bad. I think he's getting annoying because I just asked 2 questions that were wrong. So you say that. You can already tell that he's getting pissed.
Yeah. Yeah, his tone is cocky.
Yeah. I mean, I was wrong. I asked 2 questions that were wrong. I wasn't there.
Yeah.
Just saying, I wasn't there. No. Well, I wasn't there. It's, I'm sorry. Come on, Gummy, do something.
Yeah.
Publishing companies.
Uh-huh.
And I came to the, I flew into Memphis for the reception he had in Memphis and everything. But I talked to him the next day after he got married. But, it was pretty hush-hush,
Yeah. Okay, can you tell me about the 68 comeback special? Was he nervous about getting back and doing something like that?
Oh, yeah, he was. I mean, it was, I hate the term comeback special. Hell, he never went anywhere.
I knew you were going to. I knew you were going to say that because
everybody nails it, the comeback special. I think that's bullshit.
Yeah, and
it's
Well, I kind of.
It's just another phase of his career. Comeback. Hell, where'd he go? He didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, it was. That's not what it was called when it came out. It was. Singer, NBC and Singer presents Elvis.
Yeah. So I agree with him.
Yeah, I do too. I agree with him. It's just, I hate saying comeback special.
Yeah.
And sometimes I have to for people to understand what I'm talking about because most people, that aren't don't know a whole lot about Elvis, but they hear comeback special.
Right.
When you say NBC, if you were just to say, well, what did you see the NBC Singer special with Elvis? Huh?
Well, before that,
what was that? Yeah.
Before that, he had a little slump. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Like,
Um,
he didn't go anywhere. You know.
yeah, he was still recording. He was even though he wasn't doing much as far as studio albums during that period of time of the movies, but he was, I hate that. I just call I've always tried to just call it the NBC special, but then I always have to explain, the comeback special.
Kim has something
Uh,
here. Uh,
what's that?
Amy asked a question or said something. Amy, he wasn't mad at the question. He was just pissed he wasn't there.
Yeah, uh, Kathleen, this is a live gummy experiment. Right? He wasn't. Let's see. Loves to take the credit. Yeah. Go, Joe. Eat those gummies. I don't know what we started, but I think I'm gonna have to put something here on the screen that if you want to get them, when you scan it, you can put I'll get credit for it. You'll get a coupon for the order, and then I'll get a free order, and I might not have to pay for them again.
I, we're doing more talking about the in between things that we're talking about than we're listening to the interview because I don't think we really want to hear it. Because he is so nasty.
Yeah.
I think we're more interested than he is.
Yeah.
Thank God we weren't dependent on this guy to keep track of Elvis history.
Hmm. Well, I liked too where it was boring. We were there, we were watching Elvis, blah blah blah. Well, it was neat to walk around and see all the other people and the other things that were being done.
Huh.
You know what I mean? It was,
Yeah. He's so arrogant. What gives him that right when Elvis took care of him, and he was never great. Well, such a horrible person. That's from Sally.
which one? Which one is Amy?
Which it's Elvis girl.
Oh, that's an easy one.
It says, and it's Elvis girl right there. Where is she? I'm glad she's able. Elvis girl 77.
Hmm.
I can't remember the year.
I want to know it's
I
hers.
can't remember. That was the year he died.
Yeah, I wanted to know which one was hers so I could just think of her picture.
Even look at his face in that picture. It's like he's so. Oh, I fucking hate this job.
Look at the lamb chops in that picture. Holy crap!
I know some people just should not be wearing them.
No,
No, not some. The lamb chops weren't great for big, full, fat faces.
well,
They kind of look like like the back end of a horse.
I uh, I didn't like when jeez, okay. With the lamb chops on Elvis, I didn't care for them either. They were too long.
I liked them all the way up until the last couple of years when they just started to
Yeah,
branch out too far. They didn't look, but in '69 and all the way, I would say up to about '74, they would look great, and then they just started to kind of morph into a little bit larger. Though nobody could pull off sideburns like Elvis could.
maybe.
Always from the day one, that's what they talked about. Elvis with sideburns, little tiny little sideburns on the side. They were
Yeah.
Elvis.
Nobody could pull a. Nobody could do a full facial beard and mustache like Elvis either.
Oh no! When I saw that, it's funny that I thought about this the other day because somebody posted a picture on Facebook and they had him in a beard, but it wasn't during the Charles recording time. And
Well,
first of all, I knew it was a fake picture because I don't think I've ever seen a picture of Elvis outside of Charles. Take Charles out of the picture.
yeah.
Mm-mm.
When you're the beard, I don't think I ever saw a picture of Elvis even with a 5 o'clock shadow,
No.
other than in Charles.
Mm-mm.
And so he must have walked around with a razor in his pocket or something because that guy kept that face clean.
Yeah.
Well, he knew that was part of his money bag.
Mhm.
That's not the proper word, but
One more thing. I don't think I should have taken a photo.
he should have taken one. Oh hell, we're gonna have fun.
Mm.
Hmm.
Yeah, where are you, Cam? Your video's not on.
Yeah, I'm eating.
Are you trying to tell me when I eat I should do this? No.
No, no, it's just Cam slobbers all over his face when he eats, so he doesn't. I'm
Yeah.
just kidding. No, he prefers to do it I don't care. I keep telling you, nobody's gonna make a difference. But you
Yeah.
know, that's Cam. I understand. I just sometimes, that I shut the camera off when I'm. Never mind.
Why I said that? Because I know a lot of. I think people. That's what they name it. And if I said
Well,
the
that's
singer special,
it's called the Singer.
exactly.
Singer Sewing Machine Company. It was called the Singer Special.
Right.
And, it was not intended to be any comeback situation. It was a setup to get Elvis back on the road and back into Vegas. Into Vegas and things like that, or back into Vegas and things like that. But as a comeback, nah, it wasn't a comeback. It was just, it set him up to do the things he needed to do after getting out of the picture business for a while, because the picture business was really a detriment. It really cost him a lot of, it slowed a lot of things down. But as far as the term comeback special, fuck that. I don't like it.
I don't think. I don't think any other star could have survived that and been as successful as Elvis was. As he was before and then after. I think if you taken that same format that he went through and put it with somebody else, they would have never survived it. They would have never gotten into the part of been as big as he was later. Never been that big of a comeback, if you want to call it.
Nobody would have been able to do the schedule that he did either.
Geez, no, they can't do it today.
I mean, what he was stuck in contracts for what, almost 9 years?
Yeah, well, yeah, because they signed all those new contracts in the '60s, so for 9 years. Yeah, he was stuck doing movies, and there was 1 or 2 years where he did four.
Well,
That's banging them out, man. I tell you.
well, it only took like 2-3 weeks to do the movie.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was that's why you could honestly say they were cookie cutter movies.
Right.
Yeah, okay. This time he's going to be a cowboy. Let's make him a lounge singer. Oh, let's make him a captain, a fisherman.
Let's, yeah, let's make the girl get upset at him, and then he's got to try to get the girl back.
Yeah, and he does, of
So
course.
he did something that he really didn't do. It's just like, oh my God, sing.
You know what? Of all those movies, which movie he didn't get the girl? Anybody out there? I'd be curious to see if anybody out there knows.
Yeah.
When he was when it was the girls when he was chasing them, or when they were there was one where he didn't get the girl. I'd be interested to see if anybody does. I saw it again the other day, and I thought, wait a minute, he didn't wind up with anybody.
Watch Amy pop up.
Yeah, no, it wasn't.
Trouble.
Yeah, the trouble with girls. Yeah, he did. He wound up with what's her name, didn't he?
Yeah.
Marlon Mason wound up with her at the end.
Oh,
The
sure.
the movie is Spin Out.
Really?
I'm talking about the cookie cutter ones. They all three wound up getting married to other people. The drummer, Shelley Fabaret, and all that. He wound up being the matchmaker of all these people. They were after him, but they wound up with other men.
Can you?
Actually, he did. They just didn't show it. And it said Spin Out. Okay. I don't know. I've been wrong before. No, I'm just. Yeah, I'm just thinking he didn't walk away with a girl because they just ended up out there playing at the end of the movie. They were ended with a song. The band was playing, and that was it. Change of Habit could be too. They really never said. Yeah, well, that was a bust of a trivia, didn't it? I think I'll keep my freaking mouth shut.
Did um, did Elvis have a lot of say in what material was going to be used? I mean, they say that it was going to be a Christmas
And what? Material you used in what?
in a singer special.
He had pretty well control of all of it.
He did.
Yeah.
He did. Okay. What did? When did they decide? Well, that's when he basically decided that he wanted to start touring again. Was right after the singer special. So I dropped that.
Colonel was working on the Vegas situation during
Oh, he was.
after the singer special, yeah, and it was, it was another phase of his career to install a position where he could start, do Vegas and do the road and things like that. It was, and careers are built from, just sort of moves that create pockets of money. And Elvis, like any other entertainer, they created ways for him to make more money. And this was the way you do it.
Right.
He had not done a television show since he had Sullivan's show, so it was a perfect time to do it.
Right.
Oh, you're damn right, Jeff.
Was he nervous about getting back into touring and doing live shows?
I don't think it's a case of being nervous. I think it's a case that, like anything else, you hadn't done anything in a while, you got to get in shape. So, the special helped that, and then going into Vegas helped him where he was able to go on the road, because he basically took his Vegas show on the road, is what he did.
Almost like a fighter, then.
The same premise. It's not any really... I mean, you can compare it to anything, but basically, it's the premise of, you work, you play small venues and big venues, stuff like that. And that's what happened there. Elvis just kept, I mean, he tuned his business up pretty good.
Yeah.
And he didn't do a comeback special.
I can't believe that.
He tuned his business up pretty good, but he didn't have his comeback special. Like I said, a little bit of slump there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he takes a dig at Joe again, just to fucking whatever.
Well,
So funny. So far, I'm finding that Joe is not the favorite, not well liked, because Sonny hit him last week with in the interview, like when he said something about Joe, and that's funny.
I don't think.
Just
we talk about Joe Esposito. Is that what you meant?
Joe Esposito.
Yeah.
Geez, I think Joe would have had more of a give and take interview if he'd interviewed a wet dream on the toothbrush, because Lamar, it's like, Jesus, trying to get a reaction out of a fucking turd.
I'm trying. I really am trying.
Joe deserves the Nobel Peace Prize for that effort, because fuck knows I wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah, I wouldn't have made it as long as you did. That's for sure.
I would have said, you know what, this is not working. Bye.
Yeah, put it on him. Let him hang up the phone and say, "Whoa, what just hit me?"
What do you think would have worked if I got pissy with him?
I think he would have been combative, and I think the ideal thing would have been, I would have almost, knowing me, I would have turned and I would have started egging him on, and just snapping back, and then having the pleasure of saying, you know what, this is the worst interview I've ever had. Bye, click.
We lost your. We can't hear you anymore, Rick. We can't hear. Rick, we should have a.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, there she is. I'm not even gonna talk to Rick. Rick, no,
No sound.
we can't hear you.
Yeah, we
I'm
can't.
not-
It was.
Yeah, we can't hear you. I can't read lips either. Well, not those
Hi,
ones
guys.
anyway.
Hi, Amy.
Hello.
Hi.
What's going on? Are we dragging Lamar? I just got home.
Jeez,
No.
this guy is, I don't know how the hell. No wonder he was an idiot.
But I didn't do bad. I remember being so embarrassed by this, and I really didn't do that bad.
You
No,
shouldn't be. I mean, that's on
You
him.
shouldn't be. That's on him. I would have just let the interview go. You know what? I would have let it run into a brick wall. I would have let him finish his statements, and I would have stayed silent and waited for him to go, okay, do you have any more questions? Then I would have said, you know what? No, I don't think this is working.
When you see how I'm sorry, how we're going against history. You know this, you know this, everybody says this, and then he goes against history.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we can hear you now. Okay, good.
Yeah, I don't know. It does that every once in a while. It just all of a sudden shut all the volume off from my side, and I can't hear you guys. Okay, so I just got to log back in. I need to send a support ticket to EV Mux. All right, so I guess we're ready to keep going here. Here's some more of this drivel.
I just knew that. I don't think I'll ever do another interview again and call it a comeback special because of you.
Not a good term.
How was, see, I can see some of these questions now. It's going to come over to you. How was
Mm-hmm.
Priscilla through the touring years? I mean, you would have to ask Priscilla.
She wasn't there.
Right. You would have to ask Priscilla. Well,
No, she wasn't there.
well, during the early years.
You know, the girls were married. Elvis wasn't.
Right.
All of our wives were married. We weren't.
Oh, goodness. Okay. You remember when Lisa Marie was born? How was Elvis with little Lisa?
Well, it was just like anything else. He was really, really thrilled to death that
Uh-huh.
she was born there in Memphis at the Veterans Hospital. I remember very well I was there.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, he was just really, really happy about the whole thing, you know. Just,
Yeah. Like anybody would be.
Oh, I think he handled it that way, yeah. I mean,
The freaking arrogance.
he was really thrilled to death about it, you know, but...
You can't get any information
Elvis
out.
wasn't-
He's bored answering that question, and you know where he could have went with that question.
Yeah, it almost makes you feel like he really wasn't aware what was really happening and going on either, or he
No.
just didn't absorb it all. He was just more.
No.
He was more tunnel vision on him and what was going on with,
Mhm.
in that, but everything else around it, he didn't give a shit about.
Well, that
No.
was going on with him. He was there. That was
He didn't like Lisa though.
No, I'm sure he didn't, because he wasn't the center of attention anymore. And I mean, you know, that's what I was going to say right at the beginning. I was going to say that you're right. He didn't give a shit.
man.
He didn't care.
And you know where he could have went with that question? There's so many things that he could have went
Oh,
with that question.
This could have been your questions could have really created an awesome history of a lot of stuff that you know. Every time I hear an interview from you, like with between Marty and Sonny, I hear different things.
Mhm.
He could have presented that, but instead, the only thing I've learned here from him is just how much of an asshole I really thought he was.
Yeah.
He could have used the information to change history's narrative about himself, because I'm sure he knew that most people thought he was a fucking idiot. He could have used the opportunity to dispel all those.
I think he liked that.
I think he did too.
I think
Maybe,
he
yeah.
got off on the fact that people
People
thought,
think I'm an asshole.
yeah.
He's like an aggravator. Yeah, like a
Mhm.
yeah. He's a
I knew somebody like that. He was a jerk, and he was proud of it. He would do anything to be a jerk to somebody, and he got off on it.
yeah.
I wound up fired him for it.
Well, I was throwing questions away because I could see he's not going to go there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see, I could hear, I could almost visualize you there looking at your sheet, notes, what you have. Think, okay, so what am I going to ask? I saw you because you made that one comment. Well, you know,
I can't ask you this, because where's it going to go?
yeah,
Yeah.
wow. You know,
Joe,
I am enjoying this because it just confirms to me what I've always felt, and
what,
in his own voice.
and yes, in Elvis's absence, Elvis, you gave the guy a compliment when you called him a lord ass.
Yeah.
I ain't
That-
mean for you today.
Hi, Joe. Hi, everybody.
Hello, nice to have you join us.
Nice to be here.
Fun conversation here.
So, Joe, how did it feel to record a monologue with yourself?
How to interview someone who doesn't want to answer questions. This is the
Scary.
prototype.
I said before, it's not that bad. I mean, I didn't do a bad job. It's
No,
No, you didn't.
not, all these questions are tossed.
Yeah.
You know, and then I'm sitting there going, where do I go? You know,
well, you did what you were you did with what you were dealt with. You still treated him with respect,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and you could have easily just turned the tables on him and say, you know what? Why are you here? Why'd you take the? Why'd you? It's like we were talking before. Why did he even do the interview when he says at the end? Well, we'll hear it at the end anyway. So
It's always brilliant when you hear these kind of things, because questions come with like hindsight. But I would have loved to have asked him, "What are you hoping to achieve with this interview?"
good
yeah,
one.
Yeah.
Good one. Yeah.
wow.
At what stage did you interview him? Like, had you interviewed a lot of them before this?
I don't think so. Yeah, it might have been quartered away, you know, and I really don't remember. I almost didn't want to do any more after him.
Wow.
I'm not
I'm glad
surprised.
you didn't stop. I
Jeez,
mean, what
I'm
did
glad
he?
you didn't stop.
Did he think? Did he know you were going to obviously publish it somewhere? So he had to know how he was going to come across. Like it's just so mind blowing.
I didn't do anything with it. I just filed it.
Yeah,
Really?
No, I can't do anything with this. I felt
Mm.
embarrassed that I couldn't go anywhere, and I had no questions, but I did have questions. They just had to disappear,
yeah,
Mm.
you
Wow.
know. So
Yeah,
it
this
was,
is one of the shorter interviews that we've
yeah,
watched, and and it's full of shit. I mean,
Oh yeah.
of him. It's just it's interesting. I'm enjoying it in one aspect, just to like I said.
we're tearing it apart, and we're asking questions and trying to bring out. Look what he's doing here, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
proves what a jerk he was. So that's good.
At the end of the interview, you could hang up the phone, and he can too, and think, "Well, I couldn't get under his skin, could I?"
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
Oh,
Because
I thought he.
I think that's one thing I think he enjoyed doing was getting underneath other people's skin.
I
hmm
think
Mm.
what he enjoyed doing is at the end when you don't hear is Joe. If you ever need to call me, now I'm here. You got my number. I think that was being an asshole too.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Because what were you
Mhm.
going to call him for?
Yeah. He said
Mm.
that to be
Questions?
a jerk. All right. Let's see what we got. We got about 11 minutes left. I need some coffee.
Was not. It wasn't tuned to be one of the best of fathers. Domestic tranquility never fit Elvis's image.
Uh-huh. Well, see, I always felt the same way about. I didn't think Elvis ever. I don't think Elvis ever should have gotten married. I don't think that was for Elvis.
Well, that's another program, isn't it?
Yeah. Um. So, was it hard on Elvis when he got his divorce and then? I mean, did he?
Well, it was hard money-wise. It cost him a lot of money.
Yeah.
He was glad it was over with,
Mhm.
but it was hard on everybody, and but it's like anything else. It's just something you got to go through. I mean, he chose to do it and went through it, and that's the way it happened. But it's not the best of times. It's not.
When he says it was hard on everybody,
hmm
is
Yeah.
that like including himself?
Yeah, it was hard on all of them.
Did he have to take a little less money, or
And here's something I just remembered, and put this in just as a
Wow.
side note. You know, in Elvis by the Presleys, they were talking, and Priscilla came up, and somebody said that Priscilla was calculating.
Oh,
And Lamar interjected, and he didn't say calculating. He mumbled under his voice. I don't think calculating was the word. I think demon is more like it.
Yeah,
Why would he say that? Because remember, a person is the only point of reference a person has is your own internal point of reference, which
right.
means he would not have called her a demon if he did not somewhere within himself believe that he was that.
Yeah,
well, Lori Beer says fatherly advice from Lamar.
yeah. Where he said Elvis, really wasn't that fatherly, or oh my god.
Yeah.
Melissa brought up a good point a while back. In the MM book, they said that Lisa was nothing more than a trophy to Elvis, and I think that's very insulting.
wow.
And
Wow.
so again, why would she want to talk to any of them?
Yeah.
Oh, wonder.
Easy.
Yeah. Um, Lamar, could you see that Elvis was having problems during the later years? I mean, I'm talking, 75, 76, 77. And can you tell me what was going on there? What was happening to Elvis?
Joe, we had to talk about that.
Okay, no, we don't. But I needed to ask you.
That's a question that when you ask, it answers itself.
I know.
Look, that's taking a dead horse, beating it, drilling it, and firing it up. And look, he had problems. He had a lot of addictions, and
Here we go.
it hurt him, and it eventually killed him. I don't know, however easy I can say it, it caused him to be in the ground, and he's dead.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Do we have to talk about it? All of a sudden, he's talking about it.
Yeah.
And
God.
and
Yes.
and without any respect, he's talking about a man that looked after him for 20 years plus,
Mm-hmm.
and like he's in the ground, he's
Yeah,
dead.
that that's
Yeah.
that shows that he has no empathy.
You know,
Yeah,
I
No,
don't know.
instead of
oh,
saying that it wound up affecting his life and he wound up passing away from it or dying. No, he's in the ground.
Well, and this is the same guy who didn't have a problem talking about Elvis not bathing, and you could smell him before you could see him coming, and so
Oh,
now all of a sudden he's got some moral high ground. No.
was that in the
So
Nash's book?
it's in all the King's Men, and
Yeah.
it might be in Nash's book, but I can still see them all sitting there kind of giggling about it, and it just pisses me off every time I think about it.
there was a documentary also where he spoke about it, and he said Elvis used to spray on like cans and cans of brute, and you could smell him coming down the hallway and all the rest of it. Yeah, I heard that too.
Well, if he wanted to, then he wanted
He
to.
could do what he wanted to, you know?
Yeah, well, he fucking paid for it.
God,
Well, I mean, I think we've all gone through. I mean, I know I have gone through depressive states where you don't feel like getting out of bed, you don't feel like taking a
Yeah.
shower, you don't feel like
You
Well,
don't
you
feel like
in your
breathing.
bed and freaking rot sometimes. So
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
well, I feel very good right now.
I bet you do.
have your gummies kicked in?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
All right, here we go. 9 more minutes.
Is that good enough, Joe?
Yeah, you can hear it in my voice.
Jesus,
Yeah,
is that good
yeah. I
enough,
mean, I
Joe?
don't like asking that question, and I almost feel like I have to.
It's over with, and it was caused by accidental overdose. Look what happened to Heath Ledger. Look what happened to Brad Renfro. It's called accidental overdoses. You play with those things, and you're dancing with your life. And it's like a very thin line. You walk that line, and all of a sudden you screw up, and you're dead. You step over, and you're dead. It's terribly unforgiving, and
Yeah.
it hasn't been going on now. It's been going on forever.
Yeah.
So, and if that's what happened to Elvis. He
Yeah.
OD'd.
It's just a shame that he couldn't. It's just a shame that he couldn't see that.
He hit the floor and he was dead. I mean, there's no other way to say it.
Yeah, yeah. Can I ask how you had found out that Elvis
Now we're
had
past that. Now what?
Yeah. Can I ask you how you had?
Sorry?
Can I ask you? Can you tell me how you had heard Elvis had passed away? Are you there?
I was in Portland, Maine, waiting, and Colonel. I walked into the Colonel's room, and the Colonel said he just hung up the phone with Joe, and he walked up to me and he said, "Lamar, Elvis is dead. You need to go back to Memphis right now." That's how I found out.
Wow. Wow. So you went to the funeral. You were a pallbearer, weren't you?
Pallbearer, yeah.
They had to be very hard on everybody.
Now, let's get away from that, Joe. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Okay. Well, what are you doing? What are you doing now, Lamar?
I'm retired. I do what I want to do. I live in Arlington. I live of course, in the Dallas area, and I like, I enjoy here, and I'm putting a book together that about all the great years that we had, about the fun years of meeting all these stars and things like that. It's a deal, and I'm doing that, and then I still own some music publishing companies, and I just basically, I think the term is I do what I want to do. I enjoy it, and I still do some speaking engagements and things like that.
So, Lamar, where are you squatting these days?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
a question to ask him. I done it right at the end.
He wants to talk about
Never would have done
great
it.
days, like the nice days. Well, let's talk about it now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I love the way he just says to Joe, "Oh well, I don't want to talk about that."
yeah.
But okay, he spent the last
Yep.
20 minutes prior to that trashing the shit out of Elvis,
Mm-hmm.
and then oh no, he'll only talk about what he wants to. When he wants to trash Elvis, it's fine. But
It's
when
too
other
hard
people,
to think about when he died. It's just too hard.
It has to follow his narrative. I get the sense because you were asking him questions, he was almost offended you didn't already know everything about him.
Well,
Mhm.
I
Like that's the sense I got. Like, well, what do you mean you're asking me? Because you should know, because I'm Lamar.
that's just it. You do an interview, other people don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're asking for the general public that don't know all these things.
Yeah,
Right.
and, you know,
I
and
sort of
when
really,
you interview somebody like that, and even though you probably do know a lot about the person, you're still going to ask this person straight from him because what you know is secondhand stuff. So I would
Mhm.
like to know from your mouth what you think about this. I know what I've read, but it's
Yeah.
not true.
Yeah.
Oh, he doesn't want that. He doesn't want to have to talk about something that doesn't reflect on him good at all.
So in essence, he's saying he's happy to let the shit narrative about Elvis go out into the world as long as he looks like the fucking savior.
Mhm.
Yeah, good.
And wait for his book that's going to be all the good things. You can read
Oh
about them
my.
there.
Yeah.
Oh,
The way he did this interview, there was no good things.
Yeah.
hmm.
So I'm
Wow.
guessing he croaked before he got the book out about the good things.
And he's in the ground.
I'd love
Wah,
to.
wah.
for myself, I thank God I'm able to do it. But,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't mean to get rude about the death thing.
No, no.
So hammered and so.
You must get tired. I mean, you must get tired of it, Lamar. You must get
I
tired.
tell you when I get tired of it, don't I, Joe?
No, yeah, and that's fine. And
Yeah, I mean, I'm just the way I am, Joe. The way you see me come is the way I leave.
Whoa.
I don't beat around the bush. So.
And we're
Yeah,
happy
no,
to
that's
see
fine.
you go.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
I don't
You know,
like him.
now I think there's some truth to the statement that he made in that television program where he said that he supposedly told Elvis that Elvis was sick and that he was going to die. And Elvis turned around and said, I'll still be around when they drop your fat ass into the ground.
Into the ground. Yeah.
I somehow think that there's some truth to that statement because that's the kind of thing that Elvis would have said to him at that
Mhm.
point. I
Yeah.
can,
I think Lamar whines about how Elvis talked to him, but if Lamar spoke like this to Elvis,
Well,
he's going to get it back.
I was sitting there trying to think, what can I do to get him back to the nice things? Tell me what good things happened. You know,
Yeah.
it's like I'm not going to tell you because it's going to be in the book.
Yeah.
yeah,
You know, you kind of get a sense of resentment for his role with Elvis too, because at the time when they met the Beatles, I wasn't there, or,
yeah.
or I wasn't there.
You were
You know, and the way he says it is just like, yeah. So, and you know what? When you take a look at that's the way it is outtakes and Elvis on tour when Elvis is throwing the water on him like that, you could just tell right there what Elvis thought about him because he always picked on Lamar.
Yeah.
It was Lamar. It was Elvis's focal point was to get Lamar with that. Of course, on stage he was just joking with Glenn Harden, but
Yeah.
backstage, it kind of just showed Elvis didn't have any respect for this guy.
well,
It's like what I said earlier. Maybe Elvis was indirectly hoping that he would get so tired of the shit that he would
He would
fuck off,
leave. Yeah.
that he would leave of his own accord. But he was that thick that he didn't even get that message.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ah,
how could you live like that, knowing that they're
I,
doing that, and maybe they are trying to get rid of me, but I'm going to stay because look at the life I have.
oh yeah, he's
He
going to
couldn't go
defy
do
it.
anything else on his own. I mean, even Helen Range was Elvis's hookup. It wasn't his.
Yeah, he's very defiant.
yeah.
And look, it's just, I don't mean to be rude about it, but it's just, I mean, how much more can you talk about?
Right. No, you're right. You're right.
It's just, and I mean, you're talking about a man that's been dead now for 30 years.
Yeah.
So, it's just really, that, everybody knows what caused it, everybody knows what happened. And the good thing about the book, I talk about the Walter Mitty existence we lived in. It was phenomenal. We had a lot of fun and stuff like that, and different stars I met and things like that. So it goes beyond an Elvis book. But, I mean, it's really, you talk about some 21, 22-year-old guys that were just crazier than Barnhouse, and we had a lot of fun.
You must have had some great times.
I think that's a good way to put it. Yeah, it's very simple, but it's a way to put it.
Yeah. Can you believe that Elvis is still as popular today? I mean, does that?
Yeah, I can. Hey, well, look, I mean, when you reach that iconic statue that he did, and you have, the way that it's been handled and the whole thing, Priscilla likes to take credit, but it's not her.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's a group of people around her that happened, that caused it to happen. But, I don't think that she could, I don't think she could screw a light bulb in if somebody didn't tell.
Ooh.
It wasn't Priscilla, it was the people around him.
Mm-hmm.
And I was one of them.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I get out of that.
Yeah.
Through her,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
was me a part of with other guys that, took care of, made famous basically.
Yeah.
And this is the same guy that ended off a television program that says, "I think about Elvis every day. There's not a minute of every day that goes by that I don't think about him. He was the closest thing I think I ever had to a father."
To a father.
And he's talking like this about Elvis?
But he's in the ground.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Piece of work.
Tell her how to do it. But, that's, neither here nor there. I think probably one of my favorite things outside of Priscilla would be weaving barbed wire with my teeth.
So, yeah, okay. Well, I appreciate you doing this for me, but I'm going to just turn off the tape recorder, and I just want to thank you. So,
Oh, yeah, no problem.
yeah,
I assume you would be.
yeah, yeah.
But if you don't, that's okay, too. But I mean, the point is, it's just, it's a situation, Joe, where, the good things of Elvis are the good things.
Mhm.
And what he's caused and what he did are the good things.
Yeah.
And, I enjoyed every minute with him.
But do you think... yeah, it must be so hard because there's so many good things that happen that everybody wants
It
to
is.
hear the bad thing. I wonder why people need...
What's that, Kim?
That
Joe?
that's after the interview. So I must have taped the phone call, where he was talking to me afterward. I must have turned it back on because I knew he was being a dick.
Yeah, you got 4 more minutes here of interview.
Yeah, I wondered that too when I re-listened because you're like, well, I'm going to go. And then he continues on.
Yeah, you heard it. It sounded like it clicked off and then you come back on.
Because
Yeah.
I swear I haven't heard this in years. I didn't want to.
Yeah.
It's not you. It wasn't you, though.
No.
Yeah, I hope you feel better about it now as far as your role because because you did
I wouldn't have lost it that long.
you showed class, he didn't show shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In fact, that's all he showed was shit.
Mm-hmm.
Say that fast 3 times.
hear the bad thing. I really don't. But as a interviewer, Lamar, I feel like I have to because people expect me to ask that question.
It's kind of like when I said it. I mean, how many different ways can you ask that question?
Right. And how many times do people need to hear the same answer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's on this book. I'm putting together a situation where the things we did, the people I met, and the friendships I made over a period of years, the fun we had, a group of 21, 22-year-old guys having having the world by the ass, do whatever we want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, that's what's fascinating and that's what's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
The other stuff has all been done. It's really. Look, he died. He OD'd. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, buts about it. It's a fact.
Well, see, with all these famous people that you got to meet, and all these famous people probably wanted to meet Elvis.
They did.
Yeah. Do you think that Elvis ever knew that he was that big?
Oh, he knew who he was. Oh, absolutely.
He knew that he was big.
Well, there's an assumptive measure that everybody lives up to if you're a star.
Uh-huh.
But sometimes it gets beyond that. But no, to answer that question, yes, he knew who he was.
Uh-huh.
It'd been a fool not to.
So, but I don't think there's another personality, another celebrity that has got the same as Elvis. I mean, my God, there's not. I mean,
no, there's not.
Michael Jackson, forget it. I mean, there's not.
That's why the iconic statue's there. I mean, that's why. I mean, like Elvis is, it's one of those situations of how long, and I mean, people like Elvis only happen every once in a while.
Well, could you see it happening, Lamar? Could you say, my God, this guy is so big?
I'm sorry?
Could you see it happen? I mean, did you ever say to yourself, my God, this guy is so big, does he even know?
Yeah, sure. Oh, yes. Well, my God, you'd have to be deaf, dumb, and blind not to understand it.
Yeah, like at Aloha and that?
He's answering questions.
Yeah.
Now he's answering questions. Why couldn't he do that when the? Well, I was going to say when the telephone.
Well, but, when he thinks he's not.
Oh my
And,
God.
and how many times did he say Elvis OD'd? 2, 3 times?
Yeah.
But he didn't want to talk about the negativity.
No, but he sure yeah.
Right. But then also all they all ever did was go on interviews and talk about the negativity.
Well, see, I didn't ask anything there that could not have been answered in the interview.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, and it wasn't it wasn't digging for dirt. You weren't digging for dirt. You wanted to hear stories about Elvis.
It's historical.
Yeah.
Him having problems with the drugs is a part of the history of Elvis Presley.
That's a part of the story. And do you ever find any of them have any kind of, I don't want to say regret, but I never get this like, man, I wish I would have done more for him.
Mm.
No.
Man, I wish I could have helped him more. Man, I wish he would have known how much he was loved, how much he meant to us. I mean, I saw an interview with Priscilla the other day, and somebody asked her if she had any regrets. And this heifer sitting there with her child dead and everything she's done. And she was like, no, I've lived a wonderful life. And I'm like,
Yeah,
you
really.
lost your grandson to, and then you've lost, I think we can say that on air, and your daughter, and you've lived a wonderful life and you wouldn't change anything. Okay. And they're the same way. It's so sad.
How does someone like Elvis attract an environment like that?
Yeah.
Not him. No, unknowingly, he attract an environment like that,
Yeah.
and they be around for so long. And the sad thing is, that environment still lives today through Priscilla.
Mm-hmm.
And a few others. It's just absurd.
Well, I think empaths attract, their light attracts darkness.
That's a good.
Yes.
And I mean, I seem to
Yeah.
attract like
Well, they
people,
smell it.
toxic people.
They
Yeah,
can-
they want to suck onto you, and you're just like, you don't see it at first.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to get better about it, but I always don't see it at first, and then I look back and go, God, what? I should have seen that right out of the
Yeah.
gate.
Yeah. Couldn't I have seen this earlier?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm a good person, Amy.
I know you. Hey, did you get the email I sent you? The copy.
Yes, I
Okay.
did.
Was it good?
Well, I almost want to go as far as to say, had Elvis made it, Lamar would have been the first fucker out of the door. I can tell you that much.
Yeah. All right, we got 2 minutes left.
But well done, Joe.
Yeah.
That'll take 15 minutes.
I mean, to see that, I mean, to me, to watch it on film, being a fan saying, my God, this guy is so big and so talented. And for you to be there.
There was no ifs, ands, buts about it. It was just absolutely, we knew what it was. He did too.
Uh-huh.
I mean, my God, you'd have to be, you're not living in a bubble not to know it,
Yeah, it's just, I don't want...
I mean, he grew to accept it. That was his gig, So.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Oh, I appreciate you talking to me, Lamar. I really do. And I don't take any... I understand where
No,
you're
I'm
coming
up
from.
front, and if you heard anything about me, that's where I am.
Yeah.
And I'm not being rude. I know the drift, literally, of interviews. I've done so many of them,
Uh-huh.
and I know how they go, and where they come from. And it's a waste of tape to really consider that situation, because that horse has been ridden into the ground.
Uh-huh. Do you ever have any people that won't get away from it?
Well, around me, they get away from it.
Well, I knew very, very early in the interview, I said, oh, a lot of these questions are gone. I can't ask these questions because I knew where you were coming from. It's like, I want to ask you a question, and I knew what your answer was going to be. You would have to ask that person. I know.
Where I'm coming from.
And I didn't take it that way, sir. I really didn't.
Well, as long as you did. But I mean, if you do take it that way, then that's your problem, it ain't mine.
Yeah.
The situation is that I really, I think that the shortest distance between...
There's so much that can be said about that remark.
And if he didn't want to talk about these things, why didn't he steer the conversation somewhere else?
Yeah.
Why didn't he pick a topic?
Well, how about telling me before the interview, I don't want to talk about this, I don't want to talk about the talk. It's
Yes.
almost like he set me up.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
Just
when we interviewed Geller and Jonathan Redmond ahead of time, I was okay. Is there anything off limits? Anything you won't talk about? Anything I can't ask you? And they're both like, no, whatever. So
yeah,
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
he was setting me up because I think he gets off on doing that to people.
Oh yeah, he looks for it.
oh, he does. Yeah.
He sniffs for it. He finds it.
Mm-hmm.
Or he did. He's in the ground now.
He's dead.
Circumnavigate.
I'm gonna use that every time I talk about Lamar. Oh, he's in the ground now.
He's in the
Yeah.
ground.
He's in a huge plot in the ground.
I just don't do it.
Yeah.
I find it's a lot easier. And, it's the reason I quit lying about 40 years ago, because I couldn't remember that well.
Uh-huh.
Don't do an interview.
Okay. Well, I've taken up too much of your time, but I really enjoy talking to you.
Enjoy
So.
talking to you, Joe. If you need other time, you need something on your mind, something you want to talk about, just give me a call. You got my number.
Fuck no.
Nope, I'm losing that number immediately.
That'd be a hard no. Yeah. Well, don't hold your breath there, Lamar.
I still have all those numbers.
That's
Do
crazy.
you really?
I kept them thinking, hey, it's kind of cool. My address book is full of numbers from
Oh,
people
well,
that
that'd be cool.
helped Elvis.
That
That's
would be cool to
wild.
look at. Well, it'd be cool to do a show one day and just get a phone out and just start calling for the number and see who.
Well, a lot of,
Yeah, I'm trying to reach Lamar. Is he there?
a lot of them.
Oh, he's in the ground.
Who was your first interview, Joe?
I don't remember.
You don't remember? I'll have to go back and look at the dates and line them
Yeah,
up.
I don't remember. A lot of them, the dates, you can't even go by them. I got, he was talking about his memory. I got a severe, where's Amy going? I'm talking to her? How rude.
Yeah.
No, you're not. I don't know.
She's not in the screen.
Yeah.
Rick has to add her to the screen.
Well, what? She is in the screen. I'm sitting here looking at it. What happened?
Not there.
Yeah, let me go
No,
back
Joe
to your house.
Krein on. We're on
Yeah.
Elvis Radio.
There
and
we
Lamar
go.
Fike with
I
me.
don't-
Lamar, how
that's
you doing,
weird.
sir?
There
When
was,
when I go to the other scene like this, you're not there.
There we go.
Oh,
it
okay.
might have been a book author that I did.
So everybody's there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I can read the chat better that way. This way too.
I don't know how I did that, but anyway.
I did a lot of book authors and stuff, and I think some of them are very interesting because they're talking about things that have really happened because it's in their books. Well, most of the time, it really happened, and but those books are old now, so I don't think they're interesting.
Yeah, I got an interview coming up with a book author July 31st, with the author of 30 Pieces of Silver.
I'm so excited for you to do that.
Yeah.
I'm so psyched. And what was really encouraged? I don't know what the word is. I was very flattered by her response back to me because I sent her the email through her website, or sent it there, and I put in a link to my Sally Hodell interview. And so I sent it to, and like 2 days later, she emails me back. She goes, "That link doesn't work." I forgot I had put the video on private during that whole.
Snafu.
Anyway, no, that whole, yeah, exactly. So I just put it on private. So I realized, and I told her I didn't know how to explain it to her because I didn't want her to think that. So I just said I had it on private for a little while, and then she emailed me back 2 or 3 days later, and she said she was extremely. That's the only interview I've ever done, and she said she was very impressed with how I handled it. She would love to do an interview with me.
I love it.
So, and I was just like, who did I think I told you, Amy? I told just a small group of people. So I am so psyched about that interview. I'm going to read the book 4 times before I finish it. I've already read it a couple times, and but so I can in some way appreciate your challenges, Joe, and I would be hoping that I don't want to talk about that part. Well, I won't get that with an author.
Well,
But there were some people within the Elvis's world, like I was trying to get an interview with Charles Stone and then Sam Thompson, but that never panned.
another one, Charles Stone. You can tell that he's bored
Yeah,
of saying anything over again, but I can't think they can get it. They can't get it through their head as you're part of Elvis history. It's not going to change.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, how do you think Elvis felt when he had to sing Hound Dog? How many times?
But also they still come to the Elvis week stuff. So if you
Yeah.
don't want that, then just like with Hebler, you don't like your hate mail, baby, then just go do something else with your life.
Yeah, get a new email.
Well, they're treated like kings. When
Oh yeah.
All
they get limos and they get.
I mean, back in the day, it was woo. They had their own little groupies and stuff. It was crazy.
That always pissed me off. God, that always pissed me off.
It was just gross to see them, especially David Stanley. Used to make me so mad.
You had the class to say thank you, sir. Thank you.
You did. You did have the class. Lamar was the only one I never met. I met all the rest of them.
Wow, very nice.
Maxie was saying they would have to go visit his grave with tap dancing shoes on. If I had to go see his grave, they'd lock me up for indecent exposure. Because I would not be tapping on his grave.
I give Parker credit. He did come up with some great 1956 in Vegas memorabilia. I always wondered how much he really did come up with.
Yeah, or if he had the company do it.
I think he had people behind him do it.
I don't
and
see
he
him
took
sitting
the
there with a
credit for
sketch
it.
pad making
No.
merch.
Well, they just put out a bunch of stuff. Fess Parker, because he played Daniel Boone.
Yeah, Daniel Boone. Yeah,
He was on TV now.
Yeah.
That it mirrors what so-called Parker put out.
Yeah. Yeah, the hats and the record player and all the suitcase and
yeah.
They're worth more. I'm sorry to say, they're worth more than a lot of the Elvis memorabilia because it wasn't as popular, so it wasn't as many put out.
Hey, that's what we should put in the merch store. We should put in toilet rolls with Lamar's face on the
yeah.
toilet paper.
That would be great, but I think the family would sue your ass.
No, I got. I mean, if they had his image like this copyrighted, which that's the first
Oh,
time you copyright that guy's face, but
You
I
know
don't
that would
know.
sell.
I don't know.
the only thing that's copyrighted is the Memphis Mafia term.
Yeah,
I think that would sell.
I would buy it.
I think
I would.
yeah. You know what? I think I'll do that, and I'll put out a little video introducing our new product to the merch store. You don't like Lamar Fike? We'll wipe your ass with this.
Personal hygiene products.
Yeah, yeah. That's funny.
The Lamar Fike line.
Yeah, I should. What I should do is I got different collections. I got the one for all the fan club, and I got the A to Z, which has got the stupid Amy stuff in it, and I could create a 3-in-1 novelty stuff
Yeah.
and do cups, and it's endless. I could do up to 500 products, and then if I ever got to that number, I would just delete a few that aren't selling and keep adding them. Please don't. I really don't want Lamar anywhere near my ass. Oh,
that was good. I love that.
God, that's a good one, Satin. I love that. Not so easy for me to do that on this grave as it is for you, Cam. I'll stick to the tap dancing.
Well, and don't forget that he's in the ground. So
Yeah,
that would be perfect on the toilet. He's in the ground.
I'm going to do that because I did that with Louis. I made a picture of him on a roll of toilet paper. But he did that whatever phase he was going
About
through.
his leaky bowels.
Ooh.
That one drove him batty. Um, yeah, that was that one I probably shouldn't have done, just for the sake of how upset I was about because supposedly he's had an issue with that health wise. He brings it out. I'm not. Well, hold on.
This is all for entertainment purposes only. Our comments are our opinions only. We make no claims as to fact, and the viewer should make their own opinions. All opinions are welcome on Elvis-A-Z.
Okay, I got everybody covered.
How many people who are here right now would actually buy that toilet roll?
I would buy it.
I would. I would.
I think people would. That
If
it's a coffee mug. So people buy coffee mugs and people buy novelty stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I would buy it just to leave a roll of it at Graceland or something on the
Yeah,
bathroom.
I'll take a shelf. What I'm going to do is I'll make it. I'm going to take a shelf and I'm going to put all my different coffee cups or different novelty stuff up there. Maybe it'll turn out being worth something someday. Yeah, right.
Would you like to know the paperwork that was probably sent to Lamar and that after Graceland was opened? I wonder, was there any kind of a, from here to there between the both of them? I mean, you can't say this, you can't say that. You know what I'm trying to say? Oh,
Yeah.
was there any at all? You know?
You mean as far as the estate trying to control
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
their
you
narrative?
kind of like an NDA.
yeah,
I mean, if they did, it obviously didn't work.
yeah. No, it didn't.
I mean, they were telling some crazy mess.
Somebody should go down to Lamar's grave and plant a couple of seeds, and once the tree's grown,
Hmm.
get a few of those leaves, dry them out. I can think of nothing better. I've got my slogan already. Smoke, fike, and fly.
Well, if there's any viewers close to Mart, Texas, that's where he's buried.
Mm.
Can we make a novelty shop for the unmentionable? LOL.
Yeah, yeah, that would be interesting. I have a lot of graphics of that guy. Really good ones.
Dinfo You says Lamar was making $50,000 a year, equivalent now to 350,000 in
Wait,
money.
he was making that with Elvis?
What year?
What they're saying.
I don't
Jeez.
think those guys made
I
50.
didn't think it was that much.
No, there's no way. I mean,
They shouldn't be complaining at all for that kind of money.
hell, that's $1,000 a week. No,
Jesus.
that's a little less than $1,000 a week. That's good money today.
Yeah,
I
I would.
think,
I
yeah,
would.
For a
I
young
do
person
that.
who's starting out, and he get rent a place for 50 grand. They could get a nice place to rent or live or buy a house. I mean, you could live. It's not middle class. It's not middle class. It's not a middle range, but it's just below it. Into
I'd be the butt of anybody's jokes for for a grand a week.
Really? Didn't they say it was
you
like,
make fun of me all day long. Yeah.
Especially if you bought my house, bought my car, paid my health insurance.
I thought it was,
Oh,
didn't they say it was like $34 a week or
Well, I've
$34?
seen that, but then towards the end, I've seen them say it was $250 a week, which that was not chump change. So
No, no.
yeah. If it was 250 a week, that would be close to the $34 a week, a day. So maybe they were saying a day.
I don't know.
34 a day would be about 250. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see. You know what? Maybe we could find out from Angie Marchese.
Well, Maxie
it's
says
that.
Pull up some pay stubs.
He claims himself that he made that one working for Hill and Range.
Uh,
Google says,
Oh,
yeah, see, that goes out
well,
the.
that makes sense. Helen Range,
So,
if he talked himself into a job there, because we know Hill and Range was part of um the songs.
It would be
and
cool to have a bobblehead.
and this is the guy that wants to
Yeah.
take credit for Elvis supposedly recording an American sound.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
you got three people that claim it, but I know who's the one that did it. I mean, just by the
Yeah,
we know it was Marty, but
yeah.
George gets in because he knows Chips. He knew Chips. Lamar, I don't even remember him. I've only heard him say. I've only read somewhere once that he made that claim, but I know he was there that night, wasn't he? I think he was there that night when they took it to Elvis because Elvis didn't really want to go to Nashville, and I realized the best, I think that's what I like more about Marty Lacker than anything else is he
Mhm.
created that scenario. It's just too bad. It's just too bad that was the only go round.
Geez, no wonder Elvis got to the point where he looked at his whole situation and went silently to himself, "What the fuck for?" No wonder any normal human being, barring what Elvis was, any normal human being without a third of what Elvis had, living under those circumstances, anybody would have gotten to that point and said, fuck, if it means I have to smoke the ground I walk on to escape the shit, I'll do it.
Yeah, Patty says the figures I gave you was all guys on the average. Um,
Yeah,
a
no,
lot
they
of folks that got
So
paid.
in 71, Ricky Stanley was making 200 a week because he auctioned off his checks for
So
Elvis.
in 71,
Mm-hmm.
200 a week. That's
Yep.
Yeesh.
He kept all his
bad. The first,
Oh yeah, there's a lot of checks that have been auctioned off that were signed by him.
because my first job I got full time was in 76, 75. I mean, I did a bunch of part time jobs, but I went to work for Sears Roebuck. $100, $110 a week, and that's 6 years after that 1971. And I was living, that was paying my rent.
Oh yeah.
And so that was $450 a month I was making. My rent was 110, and utilities, all that. So I made a living. It was that's how what I was getting paid when I got married, and we had the both of us living off of that. And she finally got a job, and it just helped out more so we could move up a little bit. But $200 a week at 71, that's double what I was making
That's
in.
a lot of money.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the says.
Yeah, here's another one. To Red West, $200, same pay period, February 7th, 71.
That's not bad at all.
No.
What?
Plus tour bonuses. They all got tour bonuses.
And those checks didn't have to go to a majority of expenses that most people have to pay.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Lori Barris says, Kathleen, I think we need coffee cups and bobbleheads. You guys on one Lamar, and others on coffee cups and bobbleheads.
Well, I'm going to make an Elvis Connection one because I really want to promote those shows. I want to make a mug with that, and then I wanted to. There's a lot of novelty stuff we could do. I'm sure that Amy can come up with some more too. In there.
Oh, that would
What was it? Somebody said, I don't know I don't know who said this, but there was a remark said that on the front you have stupid Amy, and then on the back you have smart Amy.
Smart Amy.
That'd be a good one.
I don't want people to know I'm smart though.
Me on the front, nice guy. On the back, picture Lamar, asshole.
Yeah.
Jesus.
That image of Elvis holding up the middle finger, that'd be good on it too.
It wasn't as bad as I remembered. It wasn't.
No, it wasn't. I mean, I'm sure it felt like you wanted to crawl under the floor when it was happening.
Yeah, because I knew I was sinking, and I couldn't think of things to ask him because he's not going to answer that.
I could picture you saying, "I'm done with this shit. I don't want to do this shit anymore."
Yeah, you were very polite.
Something like that will spoil it all.
But then I kissed his ass at the end because I was being polite. My mother would have a fit.
You didn't kiss his ass. You were just polite. I mean, it takes a lot of strength to be polite to someone who is not polite to you.
I wish he was still alive today so he could hear this.
Well, I was still alive, then you could talk to him, and boy, that would have been good. But you can't talk to him. Why? Because he's in the ground.
He's in the ground.
He's in the ground.
The one year at Memphis State I went, he was supposed to go when they used to do that panel back in the day, I think on the 17th.
Yeah.
And he didn't go because they wouldn't get him a limo.
Well, at least now he's doing something useful. He's turned into compost.
Exactly. He's giving back.
Yeah, Natalie, I got that. I'm putting. There's a few of those I have that are on the next Zoom that we do for the fan club. We'll go through.
Are you kidding me? He didn't do that because they wouldn't give him a limo?
They wouldn't give him a limo.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I heard Krein say that as they were out to the side talking about, waiting for people to come in and get seated. And
what's y'all's thoughts about Krein?
He was complaining about it.
About Krein. I don't think Krein was there, and I've been told by others, some of the men, he wasn't there.
George Klein.
Huh?
Yeah.
Cam asked who I was asking about. I said George Klein. What's your?
I have my reservations about him too.
I know. Yeah.
Well, other guys said that he wasn't there as much as he comes out.
Yeah.
That
He struck me as every time he talked or I saw him in an interview, he struck me as a car salesman.
Mm-hmm.
His whole demeanor. He was trying to sell you a story, not just tell you a story. It's just like Yeah, I was the one that was there when we discussed about going to American Sound. Yeah, I was the one that was there on records when Elvis was. It's just like he. I feel like the guy's trying to sell me an old Chevrolet Vega. you know?
Yeah, like they have to make themselves important. Like don't they realize how what a gift it was to even be around him?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think they.
You don't have to embellish any of it, you know?
I think JD did, and I think Charlie did. Who else? I don't know because every time we do these interviews, I lose another one that I used to kind of like.
Yeah.
Well, JD was hurting for money and sold some of his office furniture to a fan and told them that it came from Elvis and it didn't.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
Ooh.
And like
Oh,
was laughing about it.
well, there
Yeah.
goes, there goes another
Yeah,
one.
well, there you go. I was about to say the same thing. It's like all of them are in question for me now.
Hmm.
But the good part for me about it is I have so much more empathy and respect for Elvis
Hmm.
because fuck knows I don't know how he did it for so long because I
Elvis
wouldn't
should
do
have
it.
lost his temper more than he did, honestly.
Oh yeah.
I would have. I would have.
If I were him, I would have thrown those guys out more than once.
Mm.
Yeah.
Now, Melissa says JK is guilty of more than people think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm with Melissa on that one. I
You know,
think a
he
lot of that.
accepted him, and I think Jack Snowden both accepted when he got into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and George did the speech,
Yeah.
and I just I that kind of gave me a negative impression of George, just the way he told the story.
Hmm. They
Uh,
were too rehearsed. Every time you heard him speak, it was like his stories were so rehearsed. It was
Yeah.
like nothing spontaneous. It was like he was always permanently, even when he wasn't, he was in front of the figurative camera.
yeah, I felt like he was a DJ telling the story over the air.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Why would George Klein? Why would he go out to find girls for Elvis? Jesus.
Yeah, yeah, Elvis could
What?
do it himself.
Yeah. Would you go out with Elvis?
Yeah, I know.
Hard
Hey,
time.
dude, Cyrano de Bergerac. Hey, listen, I'll hide behind the trees if you go get that girl for me because she'll never like me. Are you
I
freaking?
mean, it's so weird. Was he trying to make himself like indispensable to Elvis? Like, here, I'll bring you the girls.
Yeah, they all
And
did that, didn't they? That
God
was, and
dang,
George was so I don't know oily about it or greasy
they
or
act like Elvis was some invalid who couldn't
Yeah.
function on his own. I mean, for
Amy,
God,
would you go out with Elvis? She's having a hard time finding women. Oh boy.
if I was to
yeah.
if I was if I was to go out, I was single and I was going out, and me and my guys are going out to find some girls and all that, and I walk into a bar, and then a guy that looks exactly like Elvis, walks in the bar. You know what I'm doing? I'm paying my tab and going to find another bar because I know
I ain't going home with shit.
none of my women will ever
Everybody's
help me.
looking at you. Yeah.
God.
Did you actually look back and see how much George Klein used his friendship on his radio show? He was
Oh yeah.
constantly using
Yeah.
Elvis.
And
Constantly.
not just that. I mean, he got him out of legal trouble. Um, some kind of fraud thing he was involved in. He got his nose job. And then he kept working for Sirius Radio until, I mean, he was so incoherent at the end. He was announcing stuff wrong, and I'm like, get this dude off.
Yeah.
Was he bad? Yeah.
He was bad. I mean, it was really sad, but I'm like, okay. Mm.
Yeah, that's why I asked the question because that's the feeling. A majority of that is how I felt, and I just wanted to kind of
Yeah.
think. I just wanted to hear that other people got that kind of gut feeling too. Did
Yeah, Natalie's got a good question. She says, "Did George find Linda or did Linda find Elvis?"
George wasn't in on that one. That was another guy, supposedly they had dinner with.
Who was that?
And then do you want to meet Elvis type of deal.
Was it Grant? Was it Carrie?
That
Gary Grant was the one with
was Priscilla.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine that Elvis is so goddamn ugly. He can't get woman more than damn. He needs George Klein. He needs George Klein to do it.
But Elvis could get the woman before he even walks into the room and anybody and the girl sees him. she'll just feel the electricity. It'll go through her whole body, and he'll walk in, and it'll be over with. She'll be smoking a cigarette. You know?
Melissa's got it. Linda was on George Klein's talent party. That's right, and she begged GK to introduce her to Elvis.
Oh wow.
It wasn't
Oh,
some like just happenstance. She got invited to the movies, and I
Yeah.
know there was a dinner with somebody involved, and she was pulling her Dr. Peacock shenanigans.
my
That's
I
what
God,
we call her, Dr. Peacock.
with what we know about these guys now, we can make an awesome parody full-length movie.
Oh yeah.
I can't believe it's such a short interview, and we've been on for 2 hours.
Yeah, I had other stories to tell, but I'm not going to be doing it today. That's a previous subject. We'll save that for another day. We'll have a Lamar Fike lunch one day. Hey guys, come on over. Eat your gummies first because you're gonna freaking need it.
Oh my
Grammys for
God.
sure.
Uh,
Yes. Somebody in the chat had a question, and I thought about it when I saw it. I have my own idea, but I want to get your guys' ideas. Do you think there was anybody within the group that was really
Mhm.
genuine, that didn't have their own hidden agenda when it comes to Elvis?
well, I will tell you who I think, and I would say Charlie.
I was going to say the same thing. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
I just hope nobody tells me some stories where I lose that one too. No, yeah, because I had the pleasure of meeting him, and he just didn't come. The conversation that him and I had weren't really even about Elvis. He
just
wasn't, telling me that. Yeah, what I did is, it was just he actually asked me what I did and all that. He was interested in so I think what he did when he went out and he did the shows and all that, that wasn't to me like I think he was doing it to for Elvis's legacy and not for his pocketbook. So
as a tribute.
as a
Yeah.
tribute, he got paid, yeah, but you know what? I look
Mm.
at that because the presentation is what makes it different, and whether they're doing it for the money or they're doing it for the legacy. And he was the only one that I know of that really ever did it for the legacy.
Mhm.
He
Yeah.
wrote a nice book. It wasn't salacious and all this, and but everyone else, they had their little stories they had to put in the books.
Well, what do you
Uh,
think about Billy?
yeah, I think Charlie and
Billy
Bully.
Smith, I think the same thing really of Billy.
Mm.
Everybody makes mistakes, and so and Charlie did, Elvis did, they all did. Um, I think Billy deeply loved Elvis.
Mm.
I mean, yeah, there's that familial connection there before. I mean, when they were
Yeah,
poor. So I mean,
yeah.
yeah, you don't
He
have to question
understood.
that.
Mm.
Yeah.
He understood what was, and Billy just didn't seem like the one that was. I don't think I ever heard him complain about how much he made or all that. I mean, I think he was thankful to be with his cousin.
Hmm.
And I also think about the fact that he was the last man to see Elvis alive.
And I think also we have to take a second here and just try to empathize with people like Billy and Charlie, trying to keep Elvis afloat amongst all this bullshit that was going on around him. It must have been extremely difficult for even themselves,
Yeah,
with the exception of Elvis in the situation, just for themselves as Charlie and Billy, as their own people, to say, you know what, we have to try whatever we do. We can't allow this shitstorm to suck us in. We have to stay honorable and truthful to ourselves as people so that we can be that for Elvis.
yeah. Bluebell asks, what does that say? Oh, does Amy share your opinion about Charlie?
What about Charlie? That he was a good one?
Yeah.
Uh,
Good, yeah, that's what this is for. Yeah.
I find it distasteful that he auctioned off a pair of Elvis's stained underwear.
Ooh,
I
Oh,
Oh,
find that
I
very
did
distasteful.
not know
I
that.
did
yeah.
not know that.
Did you know that, Joe?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my buddy right there. Yeah.
So why didn't you tell?
And I think the auction house, if I'm not wrong, ended up pulling it because people were like, and
Oh,
then
God.
the whole, oh, we were told Elvis had bone cancer, but we weren't supposed to tell them. Why are you telling?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So what are
that
you
kind of
telling?
bothered me when I heard that.
You
Okay, guys, we're going to go for a 5 minute
Hey,
intermission. We have to go backstage with Amy before we ask any more questions.
No, you don't. You don't.
know, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I bet Amy would disagree. My face gives a lot away too. I know. I try to work.
No, I wanted to hear that too because you got a lot more knowledge of
Then we do,
than
yeah.
we do about all these little things like that, and that's what I enjoy about this. At the end of the day, I just want to know the truth.
Hmm.
I'm not because I will never sit and argue with. The only people I'll ever argue with are people that really don't know what the fuck they're talking about and telling stories that they've read in National Choir. But
Hmm.
with this is a discussion. I learned. I just learned something new.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, he's off the table.
Whoever knows,
Amy,
Try for a shot.
Dripping,
Amy, before I put the question out to everybody, Amy, what are your thoughts on Sam?
On Sam Thompson.
you.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be another show.
Oh
Oh my.
We
no!
got a file on Sam.
I
Yeah.
love sand. Don't tear up my
Mhm.
whole life. Really?
Okay, I'm going to sit in the corner and suck my thumb now.
No, Natalie, Charlie did not sell the underwear when he was intoxicated. I'm sorry, Cam.
No.
That's out of there now. That history. Did you ever notice how many people were the last to see Elvis?
Yeah, I was going to say when somebody said Billy was the last to see Elvis, I was thinking, well, it depends on whose story.
Yeah, Sam
And
said
I'm
that.
not saying Billy wasn't up there, but people like 15 people were apparently in that room that night.
Yeah.
When he went upstairs to go to
Yeah.
bed.
People were taking in books.
Yeah.
David, depending on what story he tells, like
I'd
it's
love to know.
Well, I'll never tell that story again.
I'd love to know because I can think of three right off the. Oh no, David was there too. Supposedly the last.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I
Four.
that's where it's stupid to sit there and watch them a reenactment of things. Because when you think about this is Elvis when he walks upstairs with Ginger, it's like it's just them two going upstairs and he's saying goodnight to Billy and um, who else? Joe, and then Ginger and him are walking upstairs. I don't see other people, so that's the impression I have in my mind. What a
Mhm.
dumbass thing to do, Rick.
You know,
Jeez.
my impression is who was the last to see him? Ginger.
Right.
She
Yeah.
was the last. No matter what you say, that you were the last to talk to him, and that Ginger was.
Mm.
Oh yeah, you're right. Well,
Even
I
even if it,
the aspect of a man with Billy, but man, damn, so he had a whole gang up there.
Look what this show does to you. Just wow. It was
No,
Yeah,
you know what?
once you start looking, let's see what's here's Melissa. Sam is a compulsive liar. Yeah.
oh, somebody doesn't
I
like Sam.
think he said Elvis was wrong for not paying for his wedding. Yeah. Clearly still miffed about it too. Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
There's little. Mm,
Really?
That was Sam.
But also, you have to remember, Sam ran for political office, so in person and publicly, he can put that,
mm,
nice, nice
Yeah.
Southern charm on. Yeah,
mhm.
yeah. And Melissa, yeah, why did Elvis have to pay for their wedding? I mean, why?
Yeah.
I tell you what, that whole situation is viral among that group.
Oh, it was Billy. Sorry, it was Billy about the wedding. Yeah, Billy was mad that that Elvis didn't pay for their wedding.
I feel.
Sorry.
Jeez.
I feel a little better now. I don't know. There's something about Sam to me. Maybe this is what he's got a golden tongue.
He does.
He's-
He's very likable. I'm trying to keep up.
All right, I give up.
Pat me in for the Sam tease.
Gee, it's like
Captain Melissa.
it's insane. They're weeding out little by little by little. I'm
I mean,
serious.
it's really sad.
It
I find these conversations exhilarating for myself,
yes.
and I'm over, and I'm thinking I can rehash everything. I'm just like, wow.
Bye, Patty.
well, I think you're able to look at it
Thanks,
through a
Patty.
different lens, through a different perspective,
Yeah,
Yeah.
how it affected Elvis, because we've
Mm.
heard forever how they were affected.
Well, we've gotten older too and smarter, and you listen to these,
Yeah,
these stories, and you just can't believe it.
that's what I've always gone, with before. It's just the stories. But now, doing this channel and especially the last year or 2 years, starting with some of the books that I've been rereading or reading, I'm just like getting a whole different perspective of. I'm like with Cam. I have even more empathy and sadness
Mm.
for the quality that Elvis had, that was one of his best qualities of being a humanitarian and caring about people, was also a negative for him, because
You know,
because
mm.
he, as loving as he was, sometimes you gotta not you gotta you gotta use a little tough love and just say, you know what, you're gone. I love you, brother, but you're fucked
Mhm.
up. Go. And Elvis,
Melissa said she has a Sam story and she cannot contain it. Bring it, sister.
who says that?
Okay, yeah, let's hear it.
Who says they turn?
Oh,
Let's,
that's right. He says that at a show, there were multiple people in the crowd jabbing knives at Elvis and they stopped them. That's attempted murder. It didn't make the news. No police reported such BS. Yeah, yeah, I remember that. I
mm.
remember that now.
Wow.
They had to knife fight people that never made the news.
Oh, yeah,
They were doing
no.
attempted murder on Elvis with a bunch of knife wielding thugs.
What about Dick Grobe? I'm asking Amy, as I
Hmm.
already sensed.
Can
Here, what? You don't like Dick Grobe either? Oh
we
my!
do an Ask Amy segment?
Let's just say he did justice to his first name.
Dick
He
Grobe's on
did. Okay,
my.
here's my thoughts on Dick. And I know Ginger is not a popular person sometimes, but he just had it out for her.
Oh
Hmm.
yeah.
Whatever reason you believe, it's if he hit on her, whatever. I think Ginger, Dick and Sam were tight, right? So then Ginger comes in. You know, Linda was Sam's sister, so there's probably some weird feelings about that. Even though
Hmm.
Sam says there wasn't,
Hmm.
there had to have been. And I think Ginger just wasn't, Linda was the guy's girl. She was hanging with the guys. Everybody thought she was funny. And Ginger wasn't doing that. She was hanging upstairs with Elvis. She wasn't trying to make friends with all them. And I think they just didn't like her because of a lot of things.
I
And Dick just really, I mean, just Sam did an interview a long time ago, a talk, and he's edited it out now. But right after Ginger's husband died, and they brought up that her husband died on the same day as Elvis, he called her the Black Widow. Now that's,
really? Oh my!
yeah.
Oh,
What are you
And I
doing
can
to
show
my
you
butt?
the YouTube where he did it, but he caught so much flack for it, he like edited that part out.
Oh, you're
wow.
killing my buddies. You're killing my friends. I mean,
Yeah, I feel that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
God.
and Grove lied about he had stolen valor.
Oh yeah,
Oh, that's
You
right.
don't do that. And he lied to Elvis about that. It
yeah.
wasn't just he lied after the fact. He lied to Elvis about that.
That was one of the reasons I think Elvis liked him so much.
Elvis was so enamored with him because he was this, award-winning whatever. You say he got the Purple Heart or some crazy stuff?
Yeah, yeah.
And hi, Ian. I'll say it again. It's literally all of them, but at different levels. Yeah.
Hmm.
Hello, Ann. Welcome to the. I know you got late, but that's fine. You
You
question.
know, I didn't like Ginger. I think because I know now why I didn't like her because of her family. I think her mother had a lot to. Oh, do you disagree, Amy? That
Yeah.
the whole thing
No, I mean,
house.
honestly, and I'll probably catch some heat for this, but it's just fact. So,
Not,
Elvis makes this promise because her parents are splitting up. I think he helps her mom with the mortgage and was going to do upgrades and whatever. Well, Elvis dies. So, Vernon continues on with the shrubbery and the pool. But her dad came back home after Elvis died. So now you have two people, adults, living in that house who can pay the mortgage because the gist of it was he was trying to help her single mom out. But
Mm.
also her adult siblings were living there. Also, you have what, 4 cars Elvis bought you in the driveway? Go frickin' sell one and pay the house off.
Hmm.
But you sue Lisa.
That whole thing infuriates me.
Yeah,
And she'll say
Melissa
that
has
was her
another
mother, and
thing.
that's fine. But as an adult, you should be like, you know what? I have all these hundreds of thousands of dollars of gifts this man gave me,
Mm.
and they weren't too broke to take a vacation to Palm Springs after Elvis died. So I'm not trying to hear that.
sell the
Mhm.
pistol thing that you have out in the shed.
Get in your shed and see what you got.
Yeah, Melissa has another good point that I wasn't aware of that makes absolute sense. Imagine Linda's rage when she found out that Ginger got the ring.
The ring.
Sam for sure had issues with
Mm-hmm.
Ginger because of Linda. Yes, I'm sure.
Yeah.
You know what? My impression of Ginger, the first time I saw her, not knowing any of this stuff, is I didn't like her, and the reason why I didn't like her is because every time I saw a picture of her, and then also too when he introduced her, in the concert, she's not smiling.
Mm.
But I think that's just her affect, though, because even the way she is now in talks, she kind of,
Really?
she's kind of got what people
Thanks.
say have the resting bitch face. Like it's kind of just like that.
Mm.
She's not emotional. She's not because people at work
No,
are like, "What's
yeah,
wrong?" And I'm like, "Nothing. I'm not gonna walk around smiling all the time."
Well, what do you think about Linda? Has she got a lot of things in her
yeah.
head? I mean,
Mm.
things that she's hiding. Amy's face going
Yeah,
like,
Linda's the whole thing.
oh my god.
You know
Linda's
what?
a whole
Let's see. We
thing.
got 7 days a week. We could do Ginger Mondays, Linda Tuesdays.
I think I'm starting to love Amy more than Joe because she's opening my mind to a lot of stuff.
No, I love you all equally.
Frick! Oh my god. Oh,
A,
that's a mistake
a
now.
lot of stuff. I'm looking at the whole dynamic completely differently
Yeah,
now.
this is a great conversation, and everybody's putting in some great. Yeah, I can't, and I love the other comments like with from Kathleen. Oh, my brain is about to explode.
Are you talking about Epizito?
Dan said, "Oh, good Lord, not Linda." Yeah, Linda. So I
Mhm.
mean, Linda said herself, "Oh yeah, we liked Elvis High because he was more generous."
Wow.
Cam, were you talking about Esposito or me?
I know you. Uh, I think if Elvis were here now, if I could say one thing to him now, I would probably say,
Yeah,
I'm sorry that they treated you that way. You didn't deserve to be
He didn't
treated
deserve
like
it.
that.
Elvis, he deserves so much better, and I've always said that. And someone that on another YouTube show has taken my tagline, but whatever.
Yeah, I think I seriously would have said to him on behalf of humanity, I'm sorry that you got treated the way you got treated.
yeah.
Because
Um, and
it's
I think
terrible.
Linda helped shoot him up with whatever. I don't care if she says it was B12. They knew damn well it wasn't because I mean he would
Mm,
be knocked out after. So
I think it's
mm.
great that Amy's got I don't know how to say it, but
She got a photographic memory, right?
well, yeah,
I do. When
she's
it
got
comes to
I,
certain things, I'm not being braggadocious. I really it has to be something I love,
you
just
know,
like
send me a
my
message.
profession and then Elvis.
she does not care to say anything about anybody. I mean,
I don't.
I know things, but I don't bring them out because I just don't bring them out. I just even I know things I'm sure Amy does not know, but
Oh, I'm
have the
absolutely sure you
nuts.
do.
I don't have the nuts to bring these stories out because sometimes it ruins the history of Elvis. You know,
Yeah,
sometimes it doesn't make Elvis look good.
but you know the things are true though.
But
That's
then again, Joe, but then
well,
again, we have to ask the question then, Joe, do we want to know the truth about Elvis as a person or do we want to uphold the mystique?
I want to know the person Elvis.
Well,
Yeah.
then
We already know the mystique.
yeah, but you see where I'm going with the question then, because like you say, you might know stuff that's going to change people's opinion on Elvis, and because of that, you keep the information to yourself because it still holds him in a good light. I
Lamar,
would say no. I would say no. Let the truth come out. Let people make up their own minds because
Right.
at the end of the day, he was a human being with flesh and blood,
Mhm.
and if we were in that exact same situation, we would have probably made a million worse mistakes
Yeah,
than what he did.
Yeah.
And
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 it could be something that could be debunked as I mean, there's just been
yes,
you're being a great Lamar, Cam. Great Lamar.
oh my.
You just don't have the weight. That's
Yeah.
all.
Hmm.
No,
no,
People
there are stories
made
that
Elvis out to be yes. What
has,
people miss is these people have made Elvis out to be a horrible person, and it was them. Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
the thing is, I'm an Elvis fan, and even at like 12 and 13 years old, when I started going to Elvis Week, I would watch these people like clamor around, and I mean, I had them sign my books because I'm really big on having my book signed by the author if I can.
you,
So I wanted them to like Joe to sign my book and whatever, and Charlie, and
yeah.
but to watch people clamor around them, it even at that age, I was like, what the
mm,
like I'm an Elvis fan. And to me, if you hurt Elvis, I don't care who you are. I really don't care. I mean,
mm,
Lisa and Gladys are like the non negotiables for me. Anybody else,
Hmm.
open season, baby. Because if you want to talk about him, you have now opened yourself up for me to dissect your life entirely, and I will.
yeah,
But see, that's a lot of reasons why I won't say some things because I don't want to hurt the history of Elvis Presley. True or not,
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of things after the interviews, and and I've told them that I don't care. I know the story that you just said was bad and wouldn't look good to fans, but I'm not going to put it out there because I don't want to ruin the history of Elvis Presley.
But then you have to think, what was their motive in telling you that?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, to get it off their chest. I don't know, because I said to you guys before, you hear a lot of things after the interview.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know? But are those things needed to be heard? You want to hear bad things about Elvis as a fan? Do you want to hear bad things?
No.
That's it. That's what I'm saying.
I think enough bad has been said.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay?
well, I mean, yeah, compared to what you probably know, yeah. But again, like, I just wonder what would their motive be in that? You
Well,
can't
who would get?
you can't love somebody and do that.
Well, I think a lot of that too. I think I'm afraid that if I'm the one that brings that information out, I would be put in a bad light as well.
Yeah, because if those people aren't here to speak for it,
Yeah.
then
Yeah. So.
Well, you got to feel comfortable doing it. My perspective of whatever is said is going to be the same perspective of anything I've heard before. It's
Mhm.
just going to be like, unless they're showing actual receipts and fact of what they say, I'll just take it with a grain of salt sometimes.
Yeah.
They're not here to.
It's like Elvis did this and this and this. Well, show me a film of it. Prove it.
Mm.
To
Some
me.
of these
You can
people
say,
are.
who else saw that? Give me a witness. Because so to me, anybody can say whatever they want, and it's just like with Lamar and Sonny. They said things that, and they said it to be shocking, and that's
Mm.
what Lamar
shock
Fike
value.
was. He wanted
Yeah.
to be shocking, only thing he shocked me with is just how freaking arrogant he was. But as far
Mhm.
as all the interviews that I don't think there's anything that I would hear that it would ever change my opinion of Elvis the man. He was an imperfect person, and so I would just take. But that's just me. You got to you got to feel comfortable about putting them out there.
Yeah.
And
Just
uh,
gonna, I'm going to give it to Amy. She won't mind.
What's that?
Yeah.
So things that I know, I'm just going to give them to you, and you can just put them out there.
Well,
Yeah.
I can vet them with and compare them. Like, a prime example, they'll co-sign on each other's bullshit.
yeah,
David Stanley and Rika Smith are a freaking dynamic duo. That story, she's a liar. She's
You know,
a
that
liar.
that
She's a
might
liar.
be a good thing for you and me to talk about stories like that, and you could say, Joe, that can't be true.
You know who else is a liar? You know the guy who did the definitive Elvis, Don Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
He
yeah.
never met Elvis.
Jerry Osborne, same thing.
Never met him.
Do you know
I have
who Jerry
a
Osborne?
newspaper article right after Elvis died where he's on there talking about how he wished he could have met Elvis, but he never got to. Changed his whole narrative, got himself in with these people, and yeah.
Jerry Osborne, who does the values for
Yeah.
Elvis,
A to Z. Yeah. Yeah.
said that he had no place to stay, didn't have any money, and the guard at the gates allowed him to sleep on the lawn. And that he met Elvis. There's a picture that he has, and he's with Elvis on another side of a car. And all these years, people say it's fake.
Yeah.
So,
Well, the picture Don Wilson has is fake because I found the original with Elvis, and Don Wilson is not standing beside him. Just a pro tip: Google Lens is your friend for stuff like that.
I'm never going to.
Yeah, I use that all the time.
You can put the picture in that'll bring you up the original, and
Yeah, I love it. Um, well, Joe, what I would do is, if you want to get the opinions about it all, you got us here to run by.
I mean, we
Amy,
can have a
Amy's
private
got a
Zoom and talk about
backyard.
them, and yeah, vet them out and see what everybody
Yeah,
thinks.
Well,
that-
I think he would understand why. Okay, I can see why Joe didn't put this out here.
Yeah.
yeah. So let's because I'm willing to, I would give my opinion about him as how in the aspect of how it affected me and thoughts and all that, because people there's always going to be somebody that's going to take not offense, but just take a whole different perspective of Elvis. I can't do
Yeah.
that. My perspective of Elvis will be the same until the day I take my last breath.
Hmm.
And so there's nothing for me that
Yeah.
it can be said that will say to me that my response would always be, well, he was a freaking human being. And
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
it's true,
Did wrong
I'm
things.
sorry. There are big name people out there that have done things that murder, or some of them are. So there's some in prison now. Who is it? R.K. Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
So nothing Elvis did to me could ever warrant me saying that's a horrible thing. I could never. It would never change my perspective because there's nothing that they could say,
Mm.
and there's nothing that would make me feel that way that I would ever accept as being true.
Right.
Mm.
Oh, I love what Ann said. It's amazing how you see things when the veil is lifted.
It takes
Mm-hmm.
Oh
years.
yeah,
And
I'm,
learn.
I'm going to tell you. I say this time and time again. Up until I started this channel, I was just music and the movies. That's all. I never even knew an FTD existed. And
Yeah.
then I started this, and people were reviewing it. Oh, I got to get that one. I got to get that one. I started listening to it, and then I started reading the books. People would start doing a review. I couldn't take listening to them how they were doing it, so I'd get the book myself.
Yeah.
And then I started doing this and the lives, and I've got a whole different perspective of Elvis this day than I did 5 years ago when I
Yeah.
started
Yeah.
the channel. And
You learn something every day about him.
it's better. It's a better perspective than I had before.
Yeah.
Well, some of these people, I promise never to say these things. Now, some of them are dead,
Yeah.
but some of them are not.
Melissa, I think this is a good time to say some of us get a rap for being hateful and aggressive, and we aren't. It's the emotion of being so upset at what these people have done to Elvis because we love him. Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I could tell you right now, the comments that we get
Yeah.
are
Sometimes people are like really. Mm.
yeah. But on our comments for these shows and all this, we get positive comments. Oh, I'm loving this. They love the dynamic we have here, and I love the fact that we can have these conversations. And there's no drama going on.
Yeah, there's no drama. I mean, some people can like Charlie. I have an opinion of Charlie. I mean,
Yeah.
I stay quiet until somebody asks, So if you ask me, I'll tell you.
Yeah,
I'm not going to say, oh my God, you're wrong for liking Charlie because he blah, 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 blah.
Somebody
Yeah.
else on the board might believe something, and I may not, and we
Right.
talk about it, and without fighting.
and that happened. That's happened, and it still happens. And I ask the questions because it gives me more perspective on you guys too,
Mm.
and
So
to know what kind of conversation we can really have.
I like what Den says. Den says most Elvis fans are my age, 64, and now new fans are learning things, which is good, but they're learning things that are wrong.
Yeah,
That's why I think shows like ours are so important because, again, like we've always said with these shows, we come with the food to the party, we put it on the table. You guys dish up what you want to dish up. We
yeah,
put the food out there. You guys decide what goes on the plate.
Send the question to us, and Amy will find out. One of us will find out, and we'll talk about. Amy knows everything.
I don't know everything. I learn something every day, but I have this innate ability to retain information about him.
yeah. I love it. Yeah, 'cause I know if you tell me stuff. Oh wait, let me get right back to you, and then it's there, and I'm like, holy shit, what you got?
They're like, no, hold on. I think this is this, and this is that, and this is whatever. Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I'll have a photo of something on my messenger. It's great, and that's the way it should
Or
be.
a whole file. Yeah. Here's
Yeah.
this.
Well, Amy, you're
Sometimes you'll say, "What do you say, say, hold on, you're gonna love this," and I'll open it up and go, "Holy shit! Wow!"
Amy's an incredible fan, as you can see, and she doesn't want to. Could you take something bad and actually? Wouldn't it bother you?
I'd have to. I mean, I'd have to hear it, and then I'd have to
Digest it.
To mull
investigate
over
it, and I'd
yeah.
have to corroborate it as much as I could, and I'd have to go through and piece dive it. Like
Would you believe it if? Would it bother you if something came out and you found out? Well, that possibly could have happened, and
it wouldn't change the way I feel about
Yeah.
it.
that's what I was trying to ask. Yeah.
No, it wouldn't.
I mean, if I could cross-reference it with other interviews,
Yeah, it wouldn't change anything.
yeah. No, didn't me.
Mm-mm.
Me, because it's like Cam said, and I've said many, many years. he was a man,
Yeah.
Yeah,
an icon. He wasn't a god. He was a
he
man.
was a person. Yeah,
I made one mistake in my life. Well, maybe no, I never have. I'm
And
perfect.
it's like for me, every time I hear new truths about him or the people that surrounded him and how they took him for a ride and how he battled through his existence, to me that endears him even more to me.
Yeah.
Everyone's
yeah,
made mistakes.
I do.
Because
I have grown more of appreciation for
yes,
not only with the music because of the FTDs, but I more of an impression of him as a human being. You
yeah,
know, there's things I learned about that he did, and it just his whole. What got me recently is the deal with Lamar Fike.
yeah,
You know, this guy Elvis tells him to
good call.
leave.
Mm.
Lamar Pike stays, and Elvis. I would have told the guy, "I'm going to call the police if you don't get the fuck out of my house."
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Elvis, being the person he was, did not want that confrontation.
yeah,
Or
Laid
maybe,
down the law.
where Lamar came from, he was staying at the board. Well, it was the YMCA, but it was a boarding house, and so maybe he
Right.
just felt guilty because Elvis also faced homelessness a lot of times.
Yeah.
So people don't look at all when these things are happening. Like, there's a mindset of poverty still. Well, I went without, and I don't want somebody. He couldn't bear to see someone suffering.
No, you're
These were strangers.
Jesus, he was there when Elvis wasn't there.
Yeah.
He was at the
mm,
house, living with.
Yeah. And it makes me think, and one of you brought it up last week, it was probably Gladys that was like, hey, Elvis.
mm.
Um,
I don't know. Yeah.
Tired of cooking for this fat
yeah,
ass.
imagine cooking for him 3 times a day. And yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Elvis probably was also scared of what they were capable of. And the Elvis What Happened book is proof of that. He knew they were there for themselves and how they were as human beings.
Yeah, they would turn on. Yeah, he knew that. He knew they would turn on him at the drop of a hat. I'm sure and that's what makes his
And that's what
situation even, and that's exactly what happened, and that's what makes his situation even more heart wrenching is because he was literally caught between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah, he was.
Maxie says, I feel totally the same as Melissa. I don't know what that would be.
Oh, I think they're having a side
Mm.
conversation somewhere.
Open
Mhm.
out to me. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Um,
Elvis was probably also scared of what they were capable. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Just said that. Yeah.
Then they have the nerve to call themselves the protection, but were they really?
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. And I had the same thing. Even as a kid, my dad often used to say to me, my God, if only you could memorize your schoolwork like you knew Elvis, you would be a straight A student. You wouldn't have to work. And yeah, well,
If only every morning I could remember where my keys were. I mean, no.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's whatever.
Yeah.
yeah, I love having these conversations
I do too.
because, it gives a person so much more understanding and so much more empathy. And immediately I put myself into those kind of situations and I go, shit, what would I have done differently in that situation? And if I honestly answer and I say to myself, shit, I would have screwed up a way lot more than he did,
Oh yeah.
then
Oh my
immediately
God.
I
I love
look at it and go, if I would have screwed up worse than he did, then good on you.
We
it.
all screw up.
Yeah,
It's a human thing.
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, what I like about what we do here is I am with I'm with some people that are probably the biggest Elvis fans I've ever known in my life and ever had the pleasure of being associated with because
hmm,
I never had friends that were Elvis fans because of the time period I grew up,
Yeah.
yeah,
and so I was the odd bird out every time I would mention Elvis or something.
Mhm.
I was mocked and things like that, but I didn't give
Yeah.
a
yeah,
but yeah, well, so now I've got and then plus with the people that watch us, you could tell they're all huge, big Elvis fans,
Mhm.
and
yeah.
it's just nice to be in that company and to be
It
able,
really is, and to be able to just everybody, like you said, have our own thoughts about things without people going,
yeah,
Even when
Yeah, I used to go to school with people, and I would be afraid. I would dread the question, "What kind of music do you like?" And I would purposefully not mention Elvis because, as a young kid, I would mention Elvis, and the people would go, "Oh, he likes
Damn.
I
Yeah.
wore
he likes
shirts.
Elvis."
I wore shirts of Elvis all the time. Everybody knew. They also knew that I liked Kiss and Led Zeppelin and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah, I like.
1980. I
I
was in
like.
kindergarten, and I was singing Moody Blue on the swings, and the girls next to me were like, "What are you singing?" And I was like, "It's Elvis. It's Moody Blue. What do you mean you don't know?"
Yeah.
It was like the 80s. And they were like, "What?" And I'm like, "What's wrong with you?" Everybody knows this, but apparently they did not.
I think.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I think people are liking the show is because, as you can tell by the numbers, look how many people I've
Yeah.
described how many more.
Pick up a lot.
They
Yeah.
Yeah.
get. I think it's because of what we are doing. We talk about things that we
yeah. Here's a
show people
We're giving them meat instead of just giving them little appetizers like
Little
you
fun.
know.
I mean, you got
You
almost
know,
400 comments, Rick. Like that's wild. You
yeah.
know.
I get very rarely do I get a negative comment, and on these shows I don't get any negative. Um, the shorts I get little snidey remarks,
We talk
but
about good. We talk about bad. We don't hold anything back. And I think Amy's done so much for us.
yeah, no,
Thank you. I don't feel that way,
But
but
so
thank
so
no,
have you, Joe.
Should though.
You guys have brought so much, so much. I mean, no way. Rick and I were talking about it the other night. We would have no way if you guys had said 18 months ago when we basically started this
Mhm.
thing out and it really started rolling. No way in hell would we have envisioned this channel where it is today 18 months ago.
it's
No
really
way.
awesome.
We started out. I remember the first couple of episodes. We would end the episode, and I would say to Rick, "Okay, what are we gonna do next week?"
Yeah,
And
yeah,
he would say, "I don't know," and I'd say to him, "You know what? Let's just come on here and see what happens."
See what happens.
yeah. That's when we decided we're just gonna do it as a free for all.
Yeah.
That's when you get the best, the best stuff. Yeah.
Sally had a comment that popped up a few seconds ago. She says she wonders if Elvis ever thought there would be no way out.
I think sometimes he felt that way.
I bet you he did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't think he wanted to hurt people. I don't think he wanted to
Mm.
tell everybody you got to get out and go find something else to do. And I mean, the times he tried, they came back. So
God, it's 5:30. We've talked for 2.5.
disenchanted. I think he was very disenchanted at the end.
Do you guys think he somehow knew, if we take that premise, that he maybe did know that or did feel there was no way out? Do you guys think that he possibly knew that the only way this is going to end is by it burning out?
Mm. I
Maybe.
don't know.
And
That's a
maybe
good question. That's a
I,
really good
I
question.
I hate to put it that way, but maybe did he think to himself that the only way this is going to end is if I end? And basically,
I
um,
I don't
sa-
think.
for lack of better expression, sacrificed himself.
I don't. In other words, you're talking about like taking himself out.
No, 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 no,
Okay,
not
good.
not taking himself out. Just
Not intentionally ending
Oh,
him.
no, not
Yeah.
intentionally. No.
Yeah, I know
the
what you're
only way
saying.
it's going to end is it going to last? In other words, man, this is going to go on until the day I die.
To the day I
Yeah,
die. I mean,
yeah,
think about the mentality of some
Right.
people still. Like, well, that was our house, and that was
Yeah.
Oh,
we were pushed out, and I mean, that's still the mentality to this
oh my
day.
God!
And
That
he's
already.
been gone almost 50 freaking years. I
Do
mean,
they still? I'm sorry.
go ahead, baby.
Do they still? Do they still? Do they actually believe that it was their home?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Priscilla does.
Huh?
Priscilla does.
Oh,
the first cousin does. I mean,
Yeah.
I just
right.
Yeah.
Really?
there was two I had to
Oh.
stomach the last couple of days. My God, I wanted to. Now I get why Elvis shot
Not Billy.
televisions.
Yeah, it's not Billy you're talking about. You're talking about.
Mm.
Yeah. We're talking about
Yeah.
DP. Yeah.
The first cousin.
Yeah.
I mean, she was talking about Lisa and why Lisa didn't get the presidential medal and why she's got a ticket to great. I mean, I'm doing a show about it tonight, so I'll go
The
off.
presidential-
Good. I got to see that.
I'll go
I
off
gotta
to
see
myself.
All right. Well, let's see. But I
With them.
I didn't expect this to go 2.5 hours today. You guys are great. You got a lot of people with us, and By the way, I found another first cousin, Gene Smith.
And everybody's raging in the comments too, so that's nice.
You
I know it sits there and just keeps rolling, and my glasses are missing. I got to find them, so all I see is this white blur going by.
you know when you know it's really going good is it's 2.5 hours and nobody's leaving.
I know.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, I agree with Anne. I think okay,
Yeah.
I'm in two thoughts here in parting. Anne says Elvis would have made changes had he survived the last tour. But now
I think
I'm gonna throw a stone into the works here and go, yes, that might have been his intention. But knowing what I know about the guys now, they sure as hell would have manipulated him to make him feel like shit
yeah.
before he implemented those changes, which means would he ever have been able to make the changes? I don't think so.
I think after our conversation last night, Cam, you know, I I sit here and think of how could anybody enter a relationship like that, as far as a working relationship, and have that mindset of what they had against Elvis, pure jealousy, and they would do anything to destroy him.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I want to destroy this guy. But
Yeah.
they may not. That's not the words they probably said, but the
Mm.
actions that they did. I mean, what is it? Actions speak
Mhm.
louder than words. You don't have to say a freaking thing. All you got to do is do what you do, and
Wow.
that just
Yeah,
irritates.
almost like they love the life to say, okay, well, if we can't love what Elvis, nobody can.
Yeah, it's like it being in an abusive relationship, basically.
Yeah.
I guess the point I was gonna make was that as giving as Elvis was, and people would burn him, or Lamar Fike. He still let it continue. In my hand, I do things what I can for people, whatever I can, and I
Hmm.
do it, because I enjoy doing it. But if somebody takes advantage of it and pushes at me, then they're gone.
Oh
Mm.
yeah,
I don't care who
my
they are, and
opinion is
Elvis couldn't
strong.
do that.
Yeah,
So
Mm.
I'll
you
take it for a while, but when I cut somebody off, that's it. You're not coming back.
That was a long
Yeah.
way. That was a long way to get around to one little point, but I'm sorry. That freaking gummy's kicking in now, so I think we might get to go.
Marty is the one that told Priscilla to guilt Vernon about Lisa. That's right.
Wow.
To make
Wow.
her, she
Wow.
kept crying to Marty about talk to Vernon, so he makes me executor. Then people praise him because he didn't like Priscilla. That makes no sense.
Hmm.
Yeah, his
Good.
first book was very forgiving to Priscilla, and then
Man, oh,
Oh, you guys are opening wormholes here.
this is why we got Amy here. She gives us some good meat, other than we like.
Hmm.
No, this is fun. I enjoy this.
Wow.
I have
yeah.
a
Wow.
good time.
I
Wow.
mean, and to like the newer fans, and I don't like that term because I mean, we're all
Yeah.
Elvis fans. I don't like the
The
newer,
young fans,
older, the
I
young
call
fans.
them.
I mean, I would
Yeah,
highly
we bordering on the vintage fans.
exactly. I
What?
would suggest seriously, like, go read Marty Lacker's first book. Start there. Start with those
Mm,
early ones. And I know some of them are pricey, but there's a great tool called Internet Archive. You can read them for free, and I think it has a little button that will read it to you as well, kind of like Audible. Um,
right.
there's so many resources out there, and I think in this climate, in this quick give me information dump, people are, and I'm not bashing it because we all have YouTube channels, but don't
Mm.
let that be your main source, please.
Mm.
Like,
Mm,
go
Cross
for it
cross
yourself because
reference.
you may bring us something that we didn't know.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
yeah.
And then Amy can dig it up.
yeah. Like I wouldn't. I mean, I just was a little nerdy latchkey kid who was home alone a lot from 9 years old on, and so I rode my bike to the library and I was reading like Baby Let's Play House and stuff. I had no business. I had no
Wow.
whole business, but I just sat there and was reading those books as long as I can remember, and that's why
Man,
I know all this stuff.
It must be hard for you when you read a book, you learn something, then you read another book and goes, "What the hell?"
And then you got to go. You should see on one topic, I'll have like 6 books stacked up, cross referencing, and yeah, trying to find the page it's in, and messaging friends. Hey, do you remember this? And we just all kind of come together as a collective and can find stuff.
Wow.
yeah, you kind of do it in the format like Lacey did with Decoded, where he took
It
all
really
the
is. Yeah.
things and then he just put it for you, and then he left the reader with the final conclusion, what they thought. He told them his conclusion, but it wasn't in a way that said, "Well, this is the fact." This all he's saying is, "This is my opinion based upon what I got," and you make up your own mind. That's a
Melissa,
brilliant
Lacker's
way.
kids kicked me out of their group for talking about something Marty said in his own book. Yes, Lacker
What
girls
the
they're something else.
fudge?
Really?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Ooh.
They would only refer to Lisa as the offspring until she died, and then people
Oh,
came in their group saying, "Oh, whatever their names are." "Oh, we're so sorry. We know you loved her," and then they were accepting all the condolences. And I was like, "Get out of here!" Like seriously.
What?
Yeah.
Lacker's kids got their own group?
Oh yes, the official Memphis Mafia group. They branded, they trademarked Memphis Mafia. I've been kicked out of it so many times. I might be out of it now currently. I don't know.
it's a Facebook group.
Uh huh.
Hmm.
Can't talk about
Ooh.
Priscilla. You can't talk about. I don't. I think you can talk about Linda's positively. But yeah, if you're not just praising everybody that was in the Memphis Mafia, then they don't.
So basically, if you're not ass kissing them, you was jack shit.
Oh yeah, Melissa. They want us to believe Alicia Kerwin lied under oath when I don't see what the point. Yeah, of lying would be.
Well,
Yeah.
I wish I had more information on her because I think that would be very
I
interesting.
have her testimony. I'm gonna send it to you guys. You guys can read it.
yeah.
Oh, yes, please.
What's your opinion on Kathy Westmoreland?
Mm.
She's also another scaly one for
Yeah,
me.
Yeah, she's a
I've
scaly one.
lost I've lost some respect
If
for her.
if it says anything, she has me blocked on Facebook as well. So she blocked me like 2 years ago.
Did she or did she not have sex with Elvis?
Well, she said she did.
Gee, Joe really goes straight in for the jugular there with that one.
I'm trying to be more like Amy. Screw this. I'm going to
Yeah,
be great white and go just like
just
that.
go to it. Yeah,
Go
just
right to
go
it.
to it.
Did she not have sex with Elvis? She says in her book basically that she did.
I mean, she says that he took her virginity, right?
Yeah.
Did she say
Yeah.
that?
But Linda said the same thing.
What a time to be alive, man.
But a lot of people, I don't know how they know, but a lot of people say that they didn't have sex. I don't know.
But see, that's the thing is, how would people know they didn't unless they were peeking in the door?
Yeah.
Mhm.
You
Like-
see those? Peeking in the door.
I got a dirty, dirty feeling.
Talking about how Marty said he had to throw Linda out of Graceland. Oh, that's right, Melissa. They kicked me out for talking about how Marty said he had to throw Linda out of Graceland. Yeah, because they're a Linda favorable group. And see, that's where you lose truth. If you start being favorable to a girlfriend or a family member or a Memphis Mafia, you're not looking at things objectively. You're not collecting it as fact.
Isn't there
It's
another?
so amusing. This whole world, that part of the world of the Elvis community, it's amazing. It's humorous. It's just like, for me, just the one particular person that I despise in the Elvis community, I I personally don't want him to lose his channel because he gives so much freaking humor. It just makes me laugh
I
at the
know.
crap and things. And but it's also humorous. Everybody says, "Well, you could be in our group, but you can only say this." And
Yep.
that Facebook group that I put together, I don't you know everybody's got a right to say what they want to say in it. Now when the only thing I don't allow it on is bickering back and forth,
Yeah.
and I don't want anything put on the group that shows some intent for harm for somebody.
Could be perceived as a threat because that'll get you shut down real quick. Like,
Yeah.
Is there another Memphis Mafia group that goes basically by Memphis Mafia, or is that basically it?
I think that's theirs. Let me see if I can find it. Unless I'm
See,
blocked
that's
from
the
it.
group. I got banned from that group because when I went in there, somebody was talking about and put a picture up of a bootleg CD, and it had all my interviews in it.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. And
Okay.
I
I
said,
don't know if you can see this.
I,
Can you see that?
yeah,
That's what it looks like. Sorry, my letters are so big because I'm blind.
that's fine. I still can't see it. So
Yep. It's the official Memphis Mafia group, and then it has a picture of all the turds at the top.
that's the one.
Yeah.
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 And all I said was because they didn't put on the CD that it was Joe Krein, blah, blah, blah. They didn't give me any, because, I don't care about stuff like that. I really don't. And all I had to do was say that I was the one that did the interviews. And I was gone.
I mean, wouldn't you want that? Wouldn't they want that for their father, Marty Versace?
Marty
Want him
Versace.
to get credit?
You know?
Marty
Designing
Versace.
clothing, designing of the tuxes and whatnot. And yeah, they sell shirts, the Memphis Mafia shirts, and
You
um,
gotta love Amy's sarcasm, I tell you.
I do. I can't believe things she says.
I mean, there's people who really, really love me, and there's people who just really freaking hate my guts. And you know what? I'm good either way.
Well, I love you to death.
I love you all very much.
The people that hate us, Amy, are people that are not willing to use their own God-given brain to figure out what is bullshit and what is truth.
They hate
And
us.
I don't want people to think the way that I do because the world would be boring.
Yeah.
But they're not going
would
to tell me how to think either.
They might hate us, but they still come in to listen to what they're going to
They
say.
still watch everything I do.
Yeah. Joe, you're my idol. I'm jealous over your collection.
Yeah, same.
Thank you.
Same.
Joe,
I was salivating over that 1956 EPE wallet you posted on your page. I was like,
Ah,
my mom had all that stuff, and when she got married, my grandmother threw it away.
there's so many different colors of those. They're beautiful. Yeah.
Joe, my thoughts are racing from thoughts. Yeah, it's hard to keep up, but I'm loving it. We need more of these.
thanks, Lori. That's a nice comment. Joe, you're Marisol. I have heard that the unmentionable likes Joe Esposito, even though he went after his daughter.
He doesn't like anybody.
He doesn't even like himself.
No, he affiliates with whoever he thinks he can name drop. That's it.
Joe Esposito?
No,
yeah.
the unmentionable.
No.
Our little the
I wasn't watching.
the sewer rat that lives in Western Supermare.
And the bikini top.
People still aren't leaving.
Our unknown advert for Amy.
I'm sorry. I just have to say, people still are not leaving.
I know.
No, they're like,
They love the conversation.
Yeah, they
what?
love
You know what I
shooting
think
the shit with us.
I think helps with what helps with the people in the chat when we got this going is we really make an effort to make sure we see their comments and mention them because that's important to them.
And include them into it. Yeah. Melissa had I'm trying to find her. She had a red question mark and we missed it. I think.
Okay, okay, I'll find it. I can get it over here.
Okay. I'm trying to scroll on my side, but
Yeah.
something about is it something the men see in the Memphis Mafia?
Who was it that asked it?
Melissa.
Oh, Melissa. Okay, Melissa
We are the freaking media.
He likes Joe because he's a pigeon that thinks. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I don't know. I can't find the damn thing.
Okay, well, I'm way behind on this side. Back to freaking London.
We have to finish.
I just get through saying how we respond to everybody, and then I can't. Okay, here we go. I noticed most of the Memphis Mafia fans are men, so I'm wondering what the appeal with them could be. I've seen men fight hardcore to defend them.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the macho shit.
Yeah, or they wish they could have been that.
Yeah.
They can identify with those guys, but they can't identify with Elvis.
See, their thought process, and correct me wrong if you're female and don't agree with me, because their thought process is, wow, wouldn't it have been cool to be part of the Memphis Mafia and have all those women and all that? And women, I don't think women would approach it that way. They would approach it like, man, it would have been nice to be part of the Memphis Mafia because I'd be there with Elvis.
Yeah, those are you gave the nice explanation to it all. My explanation is those are the guys that have small guy syndrome.
Yes. Yeah.
Whatever could you be talking about there, Cam?
I have no idea.
Okay. I'll leave it at that. This is an afternoon show. Children might be watching.
Oh my goodness gracious.
The men honor the men and the women honor the girlfriends. Yeah, exactly. Where's the honor for Elvis?
There it is, right there.
Yeah, we were just kicked out of an Elvis group not too long ago over a fight over a girlfriend. I mean, because we had a different opinion. And when we were being ugly, we're just like, here's this and here's this about this person. They're not that great. And we just got booted.
Isn't that nice?
Bye.
Yeah, another thing that always grates me up backwards is
Sad.
you. I heard Lamar say it again, and that's what got me thinking to it again. The way they always used to say, yeah, our wives were married, but we weren't."
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
find that to me is so disrespectful. It makes my skin crawl because yes, they were young or whatever, but they were living the lifestyle, whatever. But to be married, you have certain responsibilities.
Mm-hmm.
And if you willingly take on those responsibilities when you get married, if you no longer want those responsibilities, grow a pair and get out decently and respectfully.
Yeah.
But don't stay in the situation
And
because
complain
it's
about it. Yeah.
and complain and stay in the situation, but you can't honor the contract, but you
Mhm.
expect them to do it.
Mm-hmm.
How about hurting your family?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
really.
Even Lamar saying, well, Priscilla was married, but Elvis wasn't. No, she wasn't. She was shagging her freaking dance instructor when Lisa was a newborn. So she wasn't either.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, that was done and dusted by 69 at best.
Yeah.
There's a fan story of Lamar telling them something about Elvis, and when Elvis showed up, they told him, and Elvis yelled at Lamar. He already told him to quit telling girls that.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
they all
He
did
was like
that.
baiting girls. Yeah.
They all did that. You want to meet Elvis? Blah, blah, blah. And then a lot of them would walk away and never see the girl again. That was something they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So gross.
Yeah. I always go back to, Elvis was the love of my life. Yeah, he was the love of your life, but in 1968, you sit there while he's achieving the greatest achievements of his career to that point. You sitting there with your piece on the side.
Mm-hmm. You
Nice.
know she did it to get under his skin. I mean, he was
Yeah, of
already
course.
nervous, and then you do that. It's
And the
crazy.
mere fact that he never reacted publicly to that, to me, is the
Says
is the
so much about him. Yeah.
is the greatest way he could have said "f you" to her,
Yeah.
because she was doing that shit in the hope that he would lose his shit in public.
It's the same
And,
thing she did with him and Mike Stone, telling him that Mike didn't think he should see Lisa for a while. It's the same thing she tried to do there,
yeah,
which
and,
is
and,
Can
and
you imagine? Can you imagine if she filed, in court to have visitation limited? What Elvis would?
he would have
ooh,
lost it. But she wasn't going to do that because she
Mm.
liked shipping her off so she could go.
Yeah.
Is this what they call the long goodbye?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my
yeah,
God,
that's
we've been
what.
here 3 hours.
Yeah. I do have to go. I got to get up, Mom, and walk
Well,
around.
this was fun, y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks for coming in. You always.
I was messaging the girls. I'm like, I just got home. I'm going to look like a hot garbage, but I'm going to pop on.
Yeah.
And here we are an hour later.
Yeah.
You're always welcome to every show we do. It's fun.
Thank you.
yeah. This is the official show where we officially say to Amy, this is the last official invitation that we are extending to your ass. No more official invitations
Got
will
it.
be given.
Got
If
it.
you want to come, come. If you don't want to, you don't have to.
Okay.
But our golden invitations are, we're all out.
All right. Thank you. Yeah, as long as I'm not working, I'll pop on.
All
And
right.
Joe's the same for Joe too, but he knows that
Eye
too.
out for our new coffee mug with the Lamar Fike roll of Charmin.
And
Oh.
well,
And
I
what-
do have to do an interview with Lou. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, Lou.
Oh, you would get you. That guy. He would never. He hates confrontation, and he would never get in the same room. I don't think he's ever been in the same room with anybody.
I would never do that to you.
He wouldn't do. Oh, I would love for him to come on the show.
Who? Captain Krusty?
Yeah, yeah,
He
I
would
mean, I
never.
jumped on his live when he was bashing me and then he blocked me. So.
yeah. So as long
And
as
then hit the chat when I was calling him out. He hit the chat, but old Papa Bear got it screen recorded. So.
Yeah.
Melissa says, "Thank you guys so much for these lives. It's
Mhm.
as amazing. It's an amazing feeling to have these discussions without drama and
Yes,
pictures.
Thank you. Thank you.
You guys are most welcome. Thank
and
you, guys.
nobody's wrong. I mean, it's just we're
We
saying our feelings.
Look,
we appreciate your support. We appreciate everything you guys do for us, and thank you because we reached 28,000 subs this week,
That's
and
amazing.
wow,
yeah, and so tomorrow, as a little celebration, we're gonna have a giveaway.
I'm gonna get it.
Huh?
I can't get it. The giveaway.
Yeah. Well, no.
Oh, I got the giveaway too. I got
Good.
those stickers from Tickle Me.
Do you subscribe to my channel?
Yeah, kind of, don't I?
Kind of.
Kind of. Hey, Amy, just tell us again what time you doing the live on your show?
I probably won't be live. I'll just do recorded,
Okay.
and then I'll
Oh.
link it to everybody.
Yeah.
There's some bullet points I want to cover by what was said by a family member on their show. There's a lot I want to cover, like why it's not fair that Lisa didn't have to buy a ticket, but she does.
Was it first cousin?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it was Lisa's house.
Did you see my video I put out, Joe?
No, I haven't been on Facebook a whole bunch today.
No, it's the one that I think you saw it. The one where I did with Louis going, she's the first cousin. She's the
She's a
first.
first cousin. She's a first cousin.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
first cousin. Yeah,
I was laughing making that one. It was so
that's
easy to
so
do
funny.
because he says it all the time. I thought, well, okay, we'll make you go around in circles there.
And what a hypocrite! I mean, he spent forever talking about other first cousins, but we can't talk about Donner. I mean, it's
Oh,
crazy.
no. All right,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for joining us. We will be back at the coffee date. I have the gospel hour on the radio tomorrow from 10 to 12, and then the coffee date at 1. And then I'm off on Monday and Tuesday creating shit. Trying to think of more shows to put.
Creating.
All right, guys. Sayonara. Thank you to everybody. I'd name you all, but
I know.
that'd be even a longer goodbye. So have a good night.